Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be talking about a very interesting topic that I that was being discussed over on Greg and Jason's AM Sports Media podcast today. Roach rematch or Shakur next? And I also wanted to discuss the fact that Roach better stay focused. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the video today or the live stream. So there's, Tank versus Roach rematch, I believe is happening. They're close to finalizing the deal. So as far as I know, the Tank Roach rematch will be happening right away. Now, after the fight, I remember feeling like, I would love to see the rematch if they do it right away, but I really wouldn't be tripping if they didn't do it like right away. And some people are saying, well, maybe Tank should go and fight Shakur and then fight Roach. And I'm kind of like, Shakur's supposed to be, his toughest competition. Roach was a pretty competitive fight. You really want him to fight those fights back to back. But we could just talk about it for the sake of conversation, right? Because you would also have to be sure that Shakur really wants to fight Tank right now, as far as with his hand injuries and the things that he got going on. So, what I want to see, I can't. And the question was also, what would be the bigger fight? I guess I should have put that in the title. What would be the bigger fight? Would it be Shakur or Roach rematch? What do y'all think it would be the bigger fight for Tank right now? Shakur Stevenson or the Roach rematch? Before the Roach fight, nobody. See, this is the thing I don't think people realize. Y'all talked about Roach so much before the first fight, in my opinion, about how bad he was, that made him popular. To me, this is my 2 cents. Y'all let me know if y'all think different. Y'all made Roach popular by talking about how bad he was, and then him having a good performance after so many people was talking about how bad he was. Now he got all eyes on him. I'm sure his followers went up. He's selling merch. He doing interviews left and right for the draw. He didn't even win. He got a draw. And that's kind of leading me into my next point, that he better stay focused. It's an immediate rematch. We seen what happened to Andy Ruiz after he beat Anthony Joshua. It's an immediate rematch, right? And I'm not saying, like, I feel like Roach is doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to take advantage of the moment. He doing interviews. He's selling the merch, right? But we got to keep in mind, you had a draw, Roach. A very controversial draw, right? A lot of people really saying Tank won that fight. A lot of people saying that Roach beat Tank and all this. They watched that fight one time. They ain't went back and rewatched it. They watched it one time like they professional judges, and they could just make a decision. So everybody wants this Roach rematch. It's about to be a big fight. See, and this is what I don't think people are getting. Tank Davis has the ability to make big fights for himself. He had an opponent that everybody said he was pulling up in weight. He was this, he was that. And now he turned that into a big fight. A rematch more people gonna want to see. More people gonna buy it. It's gonna do a bigger gate. Sell more pay-per-view buys. Because all the people that was talking about how bad it was and it wasn't gonna do this and it wasn't gonna do that, that was obviously not the truth. So next time they gonna have to spin the narrative that Roach gonna beat Tank. That's I mean, I don't know where else they can go with the narrative. They can't be like, oh, we know for sure Tank gonna knock him out in a rematch. I don't think they gonna say that. Which leads me to my next question for the chat. Was Tank Davis exposed in this fight? And what about Tank Davis' skill do you believe was exposed in this fight? You get what I'm saying? What was it? What do y'all feel like was exposed in this fight? I think there were things exposed in this fight, but I can't necessarily say I feel like it was his skill that was exposed in this fight. So a lot of people saying Tank got exposed, but they never really clarify what they're saying. Like, what was exposed? I have heard some people say, well, his power was exposed. He don't got the power like y'all thought, like the Tankomaniacs thought. He don't got the power. Well, what makes you think he don't got the? How he don't got the pop? But he knocked out. He got like a 90. I don't understand how he don't got the power because he didn't knock out one person. I just want to put some logic and common sense to what's, you know what I'm saying, to some of the things I've been hearing. I'm sure y'all heard some of these things too. And if you agree, let me know and drop it below. Just let me know and drop it below. So, okay, so some people saying Tank Power was exposed. I ain't seen nobody in the comments let me know nothing yet, but what else they said was exposed? His power. Oh, they said his ring IQ was exposed. His ring IQ was exposed because he didn't know what round it was. So what they say is, oh, he didn't know what round it was. Ain't know what round it is. Part of ring IQ. Yep. Oh, told y'all he ain't got no ring IQ. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? What else was exposed? So his ring guy, he don't got the power we thought he had. His ring IQ has been exposed. And what else I heard? Let me think. You don't got the power, the ring IQ. I think that's those like the main two things that really stood out to me. I'm curious what y'all have heard. That's one of the main things that stood out to me. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And after all that, pulling Roach up in weight, Roach not being on Davis' level, he still got his ass whooped. I don't think the pulling up in weight, people, I mean, fighters go up in weight, champions go up in weight and fight, people go up in weight and fight champions. I mean, that's just something normal and regular in boxing. Like, I don't get the whole he pulled him up in weight. I think I just seen somebody saying that Navarrete was about to fight Keyshawn. Guess what that means? He's moving up in weight. So it's not nothing that's just Terrence Crawford moved up in weight to fight Madrimov. Devin Haney moved up in weight to fight Regis Prograis. Like that moving up in weight stuff, that's not no something that don't happen in boxing that just Tank just deciding to do because he the A side. Lamar Roach wanted to challenge himself and go fight the champion and go up in weight. It happens. But at the same time, people will say Canelo and Terrence Crawford the biggest fight in boxing. That's why I don't be understanding the hypocrisy. I'm just saying I don't get it. Here we go. What was got exposed was the fact that Tank is mentally fragile. Oh, somebody say I missed a super chat. Tank is mentally fragile. What makes you think that Tank is mentally fragile, Mr. Shelton? Maybe he kind of broke down mentally in the fight, but would you say mentally fragile? Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. He says Tank got dropped in that fight by hair grease. Shout out Big Dog Willie. So Tank is mentally fragile. Oh, he just said he repeating what he said. Oh, okay, okay, okay. They did say that. They did say that. Tank. They said Tank melted. When Lamar Roach took his best shot, they said Tank melted. And I'm just pointing all these things out because these are the things we're gonna have to look to be able to see if Roach is able to exploit in the rematch. And I want to get it on record, on video, for my, you know what I'm saying, for my purposes, because this channel is a documentation of my opinion as we're moving through boxing and how things happen. And it's just not my opinion, it's you guys' opinion too. So this is like a record of you guys' opinion as things happen and go through boxing. And it's always interesting to go back and listen to. Sometimes I go back and listen to some things I made before the Terrence Crawford fight. My mind has changed about some things. My mind haven't changed about some things. So this is just a document of that. So I'm just documenting because when the next fight come, I want to see if those things are overcame to according to what y'all say. I don't believe he don't got no power. Like I don't believe a lot of those things. I think it was a good fight. And if you go back and rewatch the fight, it was some high level boxing going on. It was some, I mean, go back and watch it. It's y'all fault that y'all really didn't understand what was going on. And a lot of people believe that that was a bad performance from Tank Davis. And no, it doesn't take any credit away because Lamar Roach did what he was supposed to do. He came in there and he fought the best fight, his best performance. I've seen all of Lamar Roach's performances. To me, that was his best performance, which a lot of people don't understand that great people bring greatness out of other people. Every time somebody competing against me, they're fighting their best. I bring the best out of people. That's just a testament to my greatness. So if you felt like Lamar Roach was trash before he fought Tank Davis, and then he get in the ring with Tank Davis and he put on the best performance and fight the best he ever fought in his life because he was fighting against Tank, who brought out the best in him, that's a testament to Tank Davis's greatness. Tank had the worst fight, his worst performance we've ever seen from him, and it caused him to get a draw, not a loss, a draw. Another testament to his greatness. You can't even beat me at your best on my worst night. You can't, and this ain't got nothing to do with the fact that it's because I'm a Tank fan. This is just what it is. This is just how it works. But nobody want to be honest.
Honest. Since we being honest, let's be honest.
That's it. You have somebody having the worst performance you've ever seen them have. You watch somebody having the best performance you've ever seen them have because they are competing and performing against me. And they still can't beat me. Right? And I bring the best out these fighters. Everybody want to complain about, oh, his competition, he don't fight the other champions. Okay, that's cool. But whoever he's fighting, whenever he's fighting them, he's bringing the best out of them. I've never seen Tank fight an opponent that doesn't put up a fight. Like, this no shot at Keyshawn, like his championship fight that he got to win his belt. His opponent didn't even put up a fight. Shelton say, question, how do you know that Davis can do better against this guy? We don't know. That's why I'm pointing out all the things that people are saying. He mentally fragile. His power ain't all that. And we're gonna see if he's able to overcome those things in the next fight. That's why I'm even bringing it up, talk about it, and recording and documenting it in this live and in this conversation. We don't know. Does Roach got Tank number? Is it just the style? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because what people want to say is if Tank is successful or Roach got a draw, so now I mean this fighter and Tank a hype job. That's not what that means at all. That's not what that means at all. Tank could lose to Roach, and that's the only person that could ever beat him. People want good competitive fights. People don't want to fight where they gonna know the outcome, and they thought that that's what this was, and it wasn't. And they still feel some type of way and criticize, and now you a hype job and your power gone and you mentally weak. Like God gave y'all what y'all asking for. I gave you what you asking for, a competitive fight. So much so that now y'all asking for an immediate rematch. Now everything came out about the overturning, and they not gonna overturn it, and they gonna keep it as a draw. And I just don't understand why people even thought that it would be overturned to a win anyway. That does not happen in boxing, because they tried to spin it like, oh, they didn't. It's because Tank is a star and he the A side. They ain't gonna overturn it for the win. No, they just don't do that. They just don't overturn fights. Listen, y'all make sure to punch that like button and punch that subscribe button if you're new here. You can call into the show at 281-845-2103 if you just want to give your 2 cents about the topic. Until I figure out how to connect the phone calls to the panel, we'll have to do it that way with the phone number. I'm about to drop the link in a few minutes because y'all know I'm off of here at 7 today. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's boxing. They wouldn't have overturned it no matter who it was. They just not finna overturn it because that's crazy, and it said a presidents, and you can't say this would have happened in the fight. Like, it's too many variants and factors to just make it be as simple as like, oh, overturn it, give them the points, and then now you win. Shout out to All Things with the $2 in the super chat. He said, smash the like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I need to get 100 likes by the time I'm off of here. There's 27 people in here right now. I got 18 likes. Punch the like button. You here listening. Smash the like button. Are you not entertained? I got 21 likes. I got 29 watching. Let me get them 8 more likes. So I'm about to drop the link. I'm going to go through and say what's up to everybody. But my last point I want to make is Lamar Roach better stay focused. He doing what he's supposed to do. Get your limelight. Go on your victory. I didn't get my ass knocked out tour. Do your interviews. I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of like. I mean, I guess it was a good close fight. Tank is a big name. I mean, he should do interviews to help build up the rematch, help people get to know him. He's selling merch. Y'all gonna grab y'all a Roach shirt? And a lot of people saying, oh, well, Tank just gonna smash him in the rematch. He gonna smash him in the rematch. I don't know. I can't definitively say, and just like I said before this fight, I can't definitively say that Tank is going to knock out Lamar Roach. I said that before this fight. I said it in the whole debate. You can go back and look at the tape. I said it. And I can't definitively say that he gonna knock him out the next fight. He could beat him up more, because if you look at Roach in that fight, he was beat up. Look at his face. He was beat up. He was beat up. So I think at the very least, the fight would have been a no contest, which would have only got the draw taken off of Tank's record. So it was cool to for the drama for the couple days and hear how people would rather somebody win or lose on a technicality. But it is what it is. Some you got any you know what I'm saying, by any means necessary type people. 22 likes. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Click Clock Slaughter say Roach outboxed Tank. Give respect where respect is due. Tank wasn't focused. I'm not taking no respect away from Roach. I just said we gotta wait and see what happens in the rematch. I'm not sitting here saying Tank is definitively just gonna knock Roach out. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think we're gonna get another good fight. But Roach gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. Do your interviews, sell your merch, build a fight, build your name up, but just stay focused for the rematch. Because you gotta come even better. That's what's gonna be interesting to see. Is Tank gonna be able to get his shit together? Was his shit not together and Roach just got his number? Or is Roach gonna have to come better? Because Tank gonna step it up. That's the question. And that's why this rematch is gonna be interesting, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be fun. Shout out to Big Dog Willie on the panel.
What's up, or
And let me
what's up?
say, I hate that StreamYard made these circles so big.
Yeah, when they start doing this?
I guess the last time I went live, I was like, why are these circles so? It was killing me. Shout out to Mr. Greg in the building. But Big Dog Willie, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, I was gonna say what I've been saying. I think that, and this is what I think you guys this past week made a little bit too many excuses for Tank. And it really reached a climax with the whole knockdown, sit there, and the referee get to decide. The boy went down. Okay, I mean, like you said, the referee made a mistake. That's what it comes down to. It, but don't like some of the taking maniacs. I'm not gonna say you try to say that wasn't a knee doesn't count as a knockdown. That you have to quit that. So, but I'm glad the fight didn't get overturned. That would have been stupid. I'm glad that he didn't take them lose. That would have been stupid. They take his one from him, zero from him. I like to draw. The draw should have stayed. Um, mistakes are made in fights all the time. Um, but but I mean, what else can I say? I mean, I just hope the fight happens sooner than later. I don't want to wait until September or something like that. I hope the fight happens early summer within the next 3 or 4 months. So I want to hear no excuses from either side. But that's about it.
So would you if you had the choice, if it was a real choice, would you rather see Shakur next or the Roach rematch?
I want to see. I want Shakur's not healthy, so I want to see the Roach next. I mean, that's the better. That's the better fight right
Okay.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out Pay the Full.
What's going on? What's up, Paige? What's
What
going
up,
on?
Pay? Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Y'all, you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm what I sent you Friday. What the commission said in terms of how they felt about the fight. I don't think it should have been. It should have been overturned. Tanks did not do anything wrong, and nothing illegal happened. It was just a mistake, a bad mistake on the ref's part, and that's the only reason why it's even a issue because the fight went to the scorecards. So that mistake became glaring. What I think I we learned, what I at least what I saw with Tank in this particular fight, it was nothing physically wrong with him. He just in spots throughout the fight he kept making mental errors. I think
Mm-hmm.
Lamont made him doubt himself a few times within the fight because he did trade with Tank, and at times it appeared that he was getting the better of it, even though Lamont did look pieced up after the fight. But watching the fight, you saw Lamont was always completely in the fight with Tank, and I don't think Tank has ever had that experience before, which brought on those little lapses that he was having. And now it is true in the gym and training, for what I haven't seen it, but I have heard consistently that Tank gets frustrated when he doesn't get his way even in training sometimes. Now, who knows what that's about? But when it happens in a fight, it's upstairs. Something's going on where you're doubting it. Like I say, you're doubting yourself a little bit. You know you can do what you're doing because you find yourself doing it, but your opponent is doing the same thing to you. So when you start having those little errors like he was having, and he was being forced, that was being forced. He didn't just come in like that. Lamont did everything to cause all of those errors, other than the ref not doing what he should have done. But I don't think it should have been called victory for Roach. I don't think any of that should have happened. I wish they would have ordered an immediate rematch where they would have had to do it as opposed to weighing the options. And I think that's a bigger fight now because fight fans have seen Tank perform in a way they've never seen him perform before. There's some questions about whether he actually won, whether that was a knockdown, whether it was some, it wasn't no cheating going on. But you know how people will form conspiracies. But overall, I think that's a better fight right now than Secure. Secondly, with Roach, if he's smart, and I hope he is, he will be preparing for a better Tank the next time if they do fight again. Yeah, sell your merch and make a little extra dollars off of the controversy because that's what really brought you to fame right now, the controversy. And also, it gave you a little props for the way that you fought the big name in boxing because this was for all practical purposes the biggest fight for him as opposed to any of the other fights that he's had. So yeah, capitalize off of that, but get your behind back in the training camp, prepare, look at the tapes of that fight, break it down, see what you can do better, start improving. Be prepared. You may not get that chance, but you still should be prepared if the chance comes. So that's why I see it. Tank just had, we saw something different about him that he
Right.
built a little bit, and that's I don't know if he'll do it again, but we know he did it this time. So will he correct that? Will he come in there a little mentally stronger? I hope so, so we can see a better fight. But also want to see Roach be just as good. And so we'll see a great fight again, hopefully. So that's what I have to say about that.
All right, let me say what's up to everybody in the chat, and then we're gonna let Paid in Full get his 2 cents on. I thought somebody else was up here. Shout out to Cash Crypto in the chat. We got all things. We got Richard Paris in the chat. AJ.64. David Tassane. Mr. Greg. Shelton Moore. That whole boy in the building. Mr. Boxing Fanatic in the building. What's going on? Who else we got up in here? Fresh 313. I think I already said what's up to Richard Paris. Sexy Kendra 50 Cent. How you doing? Who else we got? Why you mad? Toya in the building. She say Muff couldn't wait to see Tank have an off night. You got Big Dog Willie in the building. You got Contrell in the building. What's going on, Contrell? Zach Prince CIF in the building. Jay Boxing, what up, Jay? Click clack. Double. Too Cool Gaming. Band Up in the building. What up, Band Up? Savage Bow. I believe that's everybody. We got Band Up on the panel. What up, Band Up?
Was good.
What's going on, Band Up?
Mr. Boxing Fanatic, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I agree with what Mr. Greg was saying. His points that he was touching on. My main issue is that I don't like a lot of people it was like people that didn't have nothing invested into the fight. A lot of outside interference. It's like you have Mike Coppinger, Dan Rayfield calling the New York State Athletic Commission trying to get fights overturned. Like, what would be y'all purpose for doing that? Like, y'all don't have no horse in the race whatsoever. So,
Wait, who did that? Wait.
Mike Coppinger,
Mike
Mike Cop-
Coppinger and
Mike
Dan Rayfield, they said they did
Rayfield,
that or they actually
yeah,
did that?
yeah. It was a lot of stuff that was out there saying that a lot of people was calling a lot of people that was calling the New York State Athletic Commission trying to get that fight overturned. And it was a lot of outside interferences as well. That was, I don't know. They said I can't 100% confirm what I did hear Fanon say that it was a lot of outside interferences that was taking place within that fight with people that was trying to tarnish the fight, basically trying to get it overturned and stuff like that. But I just feel like I
Somebody got a
personally
mute.
felt
They
like
got a lot of noise going on.
yeah, I just felt like that fight should have just stood where it was. Like there wasn't no reason for the overturning it. Like I said, you still had 3 rounds left in the fight. No one know how the fighters would react to it being a knockdown or not. So you can't just take 1 round and then conclude that fight to being to overturn. So yeah, that's my say for right now.
All right, we got Shelton Moore, Fight Sports Talk, and Cash Crypto new to the panel. Band up, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, I feel, man, I like Shakur a lot. I don't know the whole thing about it being a better fight. I think it's the fight that's wanted right now. Specifically to the some of the same topics that Mr. Greg has said, because he's been seen as vulnerable. He got his controversy. He's on demon time now. If it was up to Tank, Tank will get into the ring next week. I honestly believe that. So I feel like he wants to and it gives you know what I mean, it gives extra juice to it. Give extra juice to it, you know what I mean? Him being as mad as he's gonna be, he's definitely gonna be talking shit the next press conference. He's definitely gonna be trying to put his hands on him and all the type of, you know, antics, things that Tank do to up the fight. The thing about Shakur is I think Shakur is a good story. It's just he is yet to be seen. We already seen what Roach can do. We have yet to see what Shakur can do. We all going off of what we think Shakur is going to be able to do. And we're all going off of what we think is going to happen when Shakur gets hit with one of Tank's shots.
Why do you think we haven't seen what Shakur can do?
Talk about versus Tank.
Oh, versus Tank. Okay.
Yes. And the fact that if his defense is going to be a problem or if Tank's power is going to be a problem, that's the real big story. Cameron.
Okay. Cash Crypto, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Shit, what up, everybody? What up, 2 cents?
What up?
I wasn't I didn't feel any kind of way about this dumbass ruling because I mean shit, I made the argument, I heard you make the argument 2 cents, and I heard a lot of motherfuckers arguing against the fact that you can't say that if you took a point from Tank in real time that the rest of the fight wouldn't play out any different. I heard a lot of people trying to make arguments against that, like they couldn't comprehend that shit. And it just, to me, it kind of proves that when you're thinking on hate, your logic is just goes out the window, because that shit makes so much sense to me, at least. And then for the commission to put that in their statement, it should just slap a lot of you goofy niggas in the face. That's my opening statement.
All right. Fight Sports Talk, what you got for the show? What's your 2 cents?
Yeah, it's good to be back on, guys. And you know, I'm probably going to disagree with a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they didn't overturn it, because I mean the commissions don't overturn 10 decisions. They should have been 10 rounds to 2, i.e. Pacquiao Bradley won. So yeah, it's not surprising they didn't overturn this. It's a bad call because the 9th round was so bad because Tank should have been DQ'd, but these things happen. So I'm not blaming Tank. The commission is just incompetent, but yeah, it is what it is. And you know, Cash Crypto, I know we're going to disagree on this. My issue is not with Tank. It's just, you know, the commissions, when bad decisions are made, the commissions should step up, simply because otherwise they'll keep happening. Those are my thoughts.
All right, shout out Fight Sports Talk. Shelton Moore, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's up, y'all? I just want people to figure it out. You got to pick one. Did Roach fight the fight of his life, or did he get lucky? Which one is it? You can't have it both ways.
But who said
Either
he
he
got
was
lucky?
just a lucky guy. Oh, I've heard all that. I've heard all of it. I'm not pointing to you. I've heard it all.
I'm
Lamont
just saying
Roach got
I
lucky.
haven't heard the he
Tank
got lucky.
was
I
Tank
haven't
was
heard.
off. Tank was not focused. Lamont fought the fight of his life. Which one is it? Was Tank not focused, or did he fight the fight of his life? Or is this guy just a lot better than people thought he was? Could that be it?
I think all of that's true.
I don't.
I think Tank
I don't
was not
believe
focused.
that the
I
boy
think
got
Roach
lucky.
fought
I
the
don't
best fight.
believe.
No, hold on.
I don't
I
believe
think
he
Tank,
fought the best fight of his life. I think he fought the fight he needed to fight that night. That's what
either way, that's his best performance.
The best performance we've seen. That's the best performance we've seen. That don't mean it was the fight of his life. People saying like he could never do it again. Like he has no shot at beating this guy if they fight again.
That's why the rematch is so interesting. And that's why
exactly, because we don't know that. Yep. Exactly. We don't know that. And I just hate people who put this stuff out that like it's fact. It's not a fact that Tank's gonna beat this guy. It's not a fact. He can. He should. That doesn't mean he will.
Well, the same people you saying are saying it's a fact that he gonna beat him next time. The same people that were saying it was his detractors were saying it was a fact that he was gonna beat him this first fight. It was a fact he was gonna knock him out. Lamont Roach can't fight. He this and he that.
And I had a problem with that too. And I said the same thing then. How do you know? We haven't even fought yet. You got to stop giving fighters credit for fights they haven't fought yet.
Thank you. That's exactly.
All right, panel open.
Stop
I think everybody
giving fighters credit for fights they haven't fought yet. Let them fight the fight first.
I hear that all the time.
Hold on. Shout out Romaine Seafood just came in the building. Big Dog and Bank Hayes. Shout out, y'all. What's going on? I gotta try to make it happen to speak to people as they come in here. So if y'all hear me shouting people out, just cut the conversation real quick and let me get to them. And let's do one mic. We cannot talk over each other. Go ahead. Oh, and what do y'all think about? Let me ask the panel this. What do y'all think about the fact I'm saying Roach better stay focused?
I mean, it's a fight. You're supposed to stay focused.
He's getting this little 15 minutes of fame. I ain't mad at it. Take advantage of it.
Yeah,
do both.
I think respect the rematch. Hey, if y'all coming in the building, make sure y'all punch that like button.
I think Roach is actually handling this about as well as he could. I mean, most fighters, they complain about robberies which are far less blatant than this. So I think Roach is being very humble, and I don't think this is going to go to his head at all. I think this might go to the head of people who, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Shelton, maybe it was Cash Crypto, or Big Dog. I don't know. Somebody mentioned we shouldn't be giving guys like Shakur Stevenson credit for this. I agree. I don't think this is going to Lamont Roach's head. I think this is going to the fans' head who thinks Shakur Stevenson beats Tank because this happens, and it doesn't. So I think Roach is handling this very well.
I think
nobody said that.
I kind of think it should go to his head, but in another way.
Right.
What you could do with this fight, and you saw all the things that turned out. When I say it should go to your head, you should now be preparing to do better the next time. Whatever little small mistakes that you might have made, correct them in the gym, and when you say stay focused too, so that's exactly what fighters sometimes don't do. You know, it would have been easy for him to wallow and whine about what should have happened. It's already happened, and now it's over with. You may get another chance because it looks like you may get another chance. It may not be right away, but you will get another chance. And as they say, it's always better to be prepared and never get the chance than get the chance and you're not prepared. And if he was out here whining and not properly training and complaining, he wouldn't be prepared to go into the fight. If Tank said, okay, we're going to fight him next. You go into that fight building off of what you already did and improving every single aspect as best as you can of what you did that got you to the point where you're getting this rematch. That's how you should be thinking. Hopefully that's how he's preparing, and we should benefit because I'm sure Tank doesn't like people doubting him, doesn't like people saying you lost and you only got to fight because you're a superstar, et cetera, et cetera. This is his opportunity to say that was just a little hiccup. I'm sorry. Here's what I do when I get challenged, because he got challenged for once in what I've seen, and like I said, there were spots where he doubted himself. So now he gets to show that was just a one off, and we get to see an even better fight because it was still a great fight to me. It was a good fight to me, and we'll get to see something better.
It turned into a good fight. The first
Yeah.
4 or 5 rounds was trash. It turned into a good fight.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to step it up, and they both did. So that's what I'm saying. They still should. Great. It was a little slow.
It was only trash because Tank was outboxing Roach, though.
Right.
And however it went, and this
He
is
said, "What fight was you watching? Was you drinking?"
And it's just like, bro, like, why would you
He
jump
wasn't
in?
He
nobody
wasn't
watching.
outboxing. He
Neither
wasn't
one of them was
outboxing him
doing
like that.
anything.
He was
Yeah,
Neither
outboxing.
one
they
of them was
weren't.
doing
Yeah, come
anything.
on,
Neither
He
one
was
come
of
on. It
them
going to
wasn't
his
was
like
body.
that.
doing
Bro, the
anything.
man was going to his body and up top, bro. What are y'all talking about?
Hold on, you guys made it sound like he was just washing him.
Come
He
on,
No,
wasn't
I
man.
washing
didn't
him
say
like
that. Did
that.
I say no? You said washing. I did not
No,
use
that's how
that
you made it
term.
sound though.
Y'all
He was
added
How?
outboxing
extra
him like
shit
so.
onto it, though. That's y'all added
Come on,
extra
You
shit
just
y'all.
came
onto it.
on. Hold on. She
Oh,
came
y'all.
on and said because Tank was outboxing Roach. Neither one of them was doing anything.
You say that, bro. Did
What
you
up,
even go back
Brian
and watch the
King B
fight?
Falcon? What up,
I
Eric?
watched the fight 3 times. And the same 3 times I watched it, I see the same thing. The
Okay.
first 3 rounds, they standing around looking at each other.
So Tank
Cool.
wasn't using his footwork, getting in, getting shots out,
No,
getting out.
no, no.
It's
What was he
hard to
doing
talk to
then?
Wasn't
like
doing
that.
none of that.
He wasn't.
Wasn't doing none of that.
You can't say the fight wasn't exciting because Tank was outboxing him. The fight was exciting because they weren't doing shit.
No, he said they wasn't
There you
doing
go.
nothing, and I'm
Say it
saying
again, bro.
Tank
Say it
was
again for the
doing.
people in the back. They didn't hear you.
That's crazy.
Roach won like the first 3 or 4 rounds easy. No, he didn't.
Yes,
No,
he did.
I wouldn't go
Yes,
that
he
far. That's
did.
not. But see, I think what you guys forget is that fight, the first 5 rounds wasn't that exciting, and not because Tank was outboxing. That's a 2 cents. Come on, man. That's a very biased thing to say because it wasn't like that.
When I'm
They
saying
started.
outboxing, I mean, and Tank wasn't in front of him exchanging. He was on his feet, coming in and out, popping shots. He didn't
But neither one
step
of them
to
were throwing
him until
punches. 2
after like
cents.
the
Where did
5th
the
round.
punches
They
come
weren't.
from?
Yeah, they weren't really
Neither
throwing.
one
They
of
weren't
them were
really
throwing
fighting like
punches.
that.
Bro, like this shit is annoying,
Ne-
dog.
Neither one.
Let me find the CompuBox numbers. Hold on.
Yeah, please find those.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm interested to see how even Devin. I'm interested.
Somebody put a link to the CompuBox numbers in the chat, or click the link and put it in the private chat.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
Look,
how Devin responds to being a meme and having everybody clown him, and I'm interested to see how Tank responds to being a meme and having a whole bunch of people talking shit. You know, nobody knows the result of the rematch. It's gonna be up for debate, but I expect Tank to make all you hate motherfuckers eat shit along with a big bowl of crow. If I think he's gonna react how I would react. I mean, real niggas react different from bitch niggas, so it's gonna be interesting.
I just want him to
so
tie his
hold
hair
on.
up this time.
Jay Henderson says so. 2 judges gave Tank 5 out of the first 6 rounds. I guess they blind, right?
That's
They
what I
drunk.
said.
Oh, they
They drunk.
also don't start that because judges be fucking up all the time. Don't
Ah,
do
come
that.
They
on,
drunk.
big
Bro,
dog
like y'all
Willie.
making
Come
dumb
They
on.
excuses.
drunk. They drunk. Yeah, it happens.
Like
Hey,
they
two
gotta
cent,
stop making fucking
Yes,
excuses,
two
bro.
cent.
yes,
I'm gonna jump off. I'll be right back. Can I come back?
sure.
Okay, thanks. All right.
So listen,
Hey,
I
Tucson, I'm
just
looking
want.
up box rec for you.
All right, let me pin this to the top.
Yeah, do that. I want to see what the numbers look like the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Oh, that's the wrong message.
Maybe
Hold
I
on.
was drunk. Maybe I was drunk.
I'm just. That's what the judges say. That's what it looked like to me too. I mean, everybody entitled to their own opinion. I'm just saying.
I mean, the punch stats say a lot about defense and whose effective aggression was more effective. That's for sure.
But Cash, they try to tell me that if you throw less punches and land more than the person throwing more punches and landing less, that the person throwing the more punches and landing less looks more busy, even though they missing more and getting
That-
hit more. That
Who
That's
said all
person
that?
can win the
that's
rounds because they look more busy.
that's a
Who said all
casual.
that
That's
though?
a casual's way of looking at a fight. The
No, I
person that's
had
throwing.
several people. No, I had several people arguing with me on the
Yeah,
panel.
yeah, yeah. But the person that's throwing a whole bunch more punches and landing less, and the person that threw less punches and landed the exact same amount of punches, the person that threw less is obviously the more effective fighter, and he
It
obviously has
depends
a
how
better
heavy those
history.
punches
Could
are.
we?
It depends how heavy those punches are. Because one punch can make you look goofy. It only takes 2 or 3 punches to win a round if you're flying all over the ring.
Okay, well look at the stats. Tank landed more
Yeah,
power
what
punches.
did the numbers say, Toussaint?
Tank
What did the
landed more
numbers say?
power
I'm
punches
still
than
trying to
that
get the
killed
link.
your
Hold
point.
on. Shout out Teach on the panel.
Well,
Teach,
Cash
teach,
Crypto,
teach.
they've been.
What up, Teach? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Salute, salute. So I did my rewatch of the fight, 2 cents, and I still have Roach winning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, and I just pretty much want to say, man, this was an exciting week. I did my trolling for about a week. Got that out of my system, so it's back to boxing now. And yeah, man, I just gotta say, man, obviously Tank is a good fighter, right? But I mean, right now, for his legacy, he just has to pursue the top guys in the weight class, man. Right? Gotta do the same thing that Terrence Crawford did. Gotta do the same thing Usyk did. Gotta do the same thing Bivol and Better Beef did. Right? Because we know that his record kind of lacks these defining victories because he's not taking the big guys in his weight class. While his marketability is still there, he still needs those kind of competition, or else we're just gonna have a wake up call like we did, last weekend with Roach, a guy from 130 coming up and pretty much winning, in my opinion. So
Teach. My only issue with that is, bro, everybody got their own career you can't tell someone they need to follow after somebody else's career, bro. What are you talking about?
I mean, I agree with that. Not only Tank, he's not the only person who has to do that, right?
No,
Obviously, I
I
want
get what you're saying. Go ahead.
yeah, obviously I want Shakur to do that, right? I feel obviously I want Shakur to do that. I want Keyshawn to do that. I want all these guys to do that. But Tank is it's a huge topic, right? And I mean he's what we're focusing on this week. So that's that.
And let me ask y'all a question because and I'm doing it to just kind of compare and see. Well, how do y'all feel about Keyshawn saying he's not interested in unifying the belts and rumors that his next fight will be Navarrete coming up from 130?
Terrible. It
Yeah, I don't
sucks.
like.
I mean, any champion who says I don't want to fight the other champions, and especially when I mean, I'm not from America, so I don't know. But can someone confirm? Did Keyshawn grow up with Shakur, or are they just do they just know each other?
I think they
They
meet
know
at
each other from the amateurs.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
So
Shakur
it's
meet
not
them
like
at the
they're it's not like
he,
they're
he
long
just
lost
helps.
brothers or anything like Andre Ward and the Durrell brothers. So no, it's terrible. But I mean, Keyshawn,
And
he got
Andre
fast
Ward would have fought
tracked
them
to the
if they was
title.
in his way.
So
The reason why he said he won't fight Shakur is because he said Shakur was the one that was there when he was trying to take himself out.
right. Yeah, it's not
Well,
good,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Keyshawn got
Andre
fast
Ward was
tracked.
cool with the Durrells. Andre Ward was cool with the Durrells, but he would have fought them if they was in his way. Believe that.
Yeah, I pretty much want all of them to have that same mentality. I mean, Roach has right now because Roach wants to fight champions at 130 and he wants to fight champions at 135. So all of them should have that same mentality.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody got a mute. They sound like they opening canned goods.
Hey, somebody got to mute up all that noise. Yeah, I fuck with Keyshawn, but to me, Keyshawn was doing a lot of talking, and which I don't care about. I appreciate all these guys talking shit, but he's got to kind of walk it back because he knows he's not in control of his career, and that's how I take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like, and I hate to sound petty, like y'all was doing this with Tank. How come y'all not doing it with Keyshawn? I'm not really saying this to do that. I'm just saying it to point out that there's a different standard that people won't admit that Tank is held to. It's like an imaginary standard, though. It's not even a standard that we really even know what the issue is.
No, we
That
know
just
what
let you know.
He just fought a very competitive fight that's leading to a rematch. That's what y'all want to see. I don't know anybody else who's giving y'all a competitive fight like that. Any of his contemporaries. Now, the one person I could say that does fight competitive fights is Devin. Devin would have to be the next one I would say is really
Facts.
putting on a good competitive fight for you.
That is very
Yeah.
true.
Tank is fighting against envy. In my opinion, is more envy than anything else. It doesn't matter what he does, how he does it. Some criticism for any fighter is warranted, but Tank's been dealing with. I think a lot of it has to do with envy.
Shout
Hey,
out
man.
Hacker on the channel.
Boxing hacker.
All right, Boxing Hacker, what's the
What's up,
two
y'all?
cents that you got for the show?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, so I was listening. I was just listening in. So when it comes to like punch stats, right? So you can technically have a lesser land percentage than somebody who threw less punches and landed more. It just depends on how the fight went. For instance, let's say I threw 100 punches, but I only landed 50% of my punches, right? That means I landed 50 punches, right? But somebody could throw 1,000 punches and only land 25% of their punches. That's 250 punches. So technically, I still landed more punches on you, because I landed 250 punches and you only landed 50 punches. And then you have to consider the rounds, right? There are 12 rounds. So if you threw a few punches, way less than I did, then what was happening in the rounds? Like how were those punches divided? Were you just throwing? Was I just like swing for the fences and like only hit you like 2 times and hit me like 3 or 4 times? So in that case, it could be that you will be outworked. Those situations always happen, and they're always a conversation too, right? You've seen similar situations even when you look at like a De La Hoya versus Floyd or Paulie Malignaggi versus Broner. Like these kind of fights where one person seems more accurate and somebody else seems just more busy and throwing the more punches. So it's
All right,
not.
hold on. Let
So
me
it's
get
not
the
to
super
say.
chat, Boxing Hacker. Shout out
Yeah.
Pootie Kid TV with the $2 in the super chat. He said, in my opinion, Tank won 7-5. Somebody got to mute. It's a lot of background noise.
Oh,
But
that might be
Roach,
me, y'all.
oh, okay. But Roach should have won off the knockdown. Shout out Pootie Kid TV with the $2 in the super chat. I appreciate everybody that helps support the channel. Definitely means a lot to me. All of your donations to the channel help to go back into the channel to improve the audio and video quality. It does. I do have an overhead to run this channel. Don't think that you on YouTube is completely free, because it is not. You can hit the link and come on the panel and give your 2 cents, or you can call in at 281-845-2103. But I need everybody here to, at the very least, punch that like and subscribe button. Panels open. Oh, let me say this too, because what I want to do is I want to get like a picture or a gif of just somebody jumping through some hoops. Because the way Boxing Hacker just came on here and jumped through all them hoops to try to explain whatever it is that he talking about that I don't even know, to discredit Tank, landing more
It ain't
power
this.
punches
Why?
and
Why
shit.
does everybody think everything's about discrediting your
I
Tank,
got
right?
the punch stats if you want me to read them off.
It's
Yeah.
not. So it's not about this. So when it comes to punch stats, it's just math, right? Like I can still. It's based on percentages. So like, if I throw way more punches, even though I have less land percentage, I still land more than you. You see what I'm saying? Like, 25% of 1,000 is 250, but 50% of 100 is only 50. So I
All
still
right, let me
landed
get the
200
super
more
chat.
punches.
Let me get the
You
super
know?
So
chat.
you
Shout
you
out
just
Jay
you just you.
Henderson with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says, "Get this useless Boxing Hacker logic out of here." Shout out Jay Henderson.
Yeah, Hacker, man. Listen, bro. You're just
I don't
giving
know
a
why.
bad. You're giving a bad analogy, bro. You gotta use an example to where both fighters relatively landed the same amount of punches. If you're not giving that, then your analogy is bogus, bro. You don't understand
No,
that?
so that wasn't the argument, right? The argument was, can you? Let's say one person throws more punches and has a less land percentage than another person who threw less punches but was more accurate. And that's what I just gave you. So if I throw 100 punches and I land 50%, I'm more accurate than somebody who threw 1,000 punches and only landed 25%, right? Because 50% is a greater piece of the pie than
You're
25%.
just all off base, bro, because they basically landed the same amount of punches. Roach landed
But
9 more
that's not the
punches.
argument. If you're saying they land the same amount of punches, then that's a different argument.
Oh
That's not
man.
what was said.
All right, bro.
Hello. Shout out
Wait,
Yeah.
Richard, new to the panel.
Yo,
What's happening,
What
Rich?
up, Richard? What's your
what's
2 cents?
happening?
What you got for the show?
I just wanted to drop a quick gem on boxing hackers. It's the usual bullshit. When it comes to
Damn.
punches, I mean, we're talking about four scoring criteria, but what it needs to be considered is how effective a punch is. So just counting punches is not the way to judge a fight, right? And power punches are more than a jab or something else that doesn't really move you. So, of course, Tank had the more eye-catching shots during the fight, in my opinion. Like Tank's left hands during those rounds where they said that Tank was outboxing him. Those straight lefts were just popping Roach. Tank had some really clean body shots. Roach had some clean punches too, but I think there were 2 or 3 punches for Roach that were eye catching. The one when he wobbled him, and I think there were 2 more. There was a clean uppercut, and there was one more punch I can't remember, but Tank definitely had the better shots throughout the fight, the better moments, in my opinion. A lot of swing rounds too, right?
Well,
I
And
wouldn't
as
go
it
that
relates to
far.
swing, as
I
it
that
relates
was
to
pretty
swing
even.
rounds,
No,
as
to
well,
it
I'll
be
relates
say,
as it relates to the swing rounds, I think swing rounds. It's fair to assume that they would be scored for the champion, right? Because that's the way. It doesn't
well,
even matter about the A side.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of missing
well,
holes in that
I
argument
gave
you're
the
making.
swing rounds to
Yeah.
Tank.
Also,
yeah,
the response to me
oh,
didn't make any sense because,
Hold on, let me get y'all.
you
Let me
know,
get this super chat before
go
y'all
ahead.
go on. Shout out to Pooh the Kid TV. Back in the super chat, he done spent the block with another $2 in the super chat. He says, I had Lamont winning till I rewatch it and scored it. Shout out Pooh the Kid TV.
I had Tank winning by 1 round personally.
all right. So 2 cents. This the total amount of jabs that Roach landed. The first round he had 2 of 14. The second round he had 3 of 11. Third round he had 2 of 13. The fourth round he
You got
landed.
the link? Can you send it so I can show it?
Oh shit! It's on my computer. Give me 1 second.
well,
I'll try to go out and come back in.
Okay.
well. As somebody who thought, I still thought that Roach
Come
won the
back and
fight,
put it
but
in the private chat, paid in full.
Okay.
and Cash Crypto, maybe it was either Big Supreme or Cash Crypto uh, pulled me up on why I gave the 4 rounds, which were close to Roach. Watching it back again, I will. Yeah, there were a lot of swing rounds, so therefore it's hard to say this was the biggest robbery of all time. Like this was like Tyson Fury Wilder 1, where I thought Fury won, but a draw was fair because there were so many close rounds. And like it's kind of like
What about the
Lomachenko
long
Haney. I
count?
thought there was no long count in the Wilder Fury 1.
Yeah,
Oh, there
it
was.
was.
Yeah,
That
there
12th
It was,
round,
was.
that
it's
count was
controversial.
long.
Yeah, it was very
The,
controversial.
That count was pretty long.
well,
I'm just asking.
I
Go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it was kind of like Lomachenko Haney won. Lomachenko Haney. I thought Lomachenko clearly won, but there were so many close rounds. It's you could give it either way. So yeah, this was only you can only really call this a robbery because of the ninth round. But in terms of rounds, yeah, it was close. So I don't think it's really the best thing they could do is make a rematch because of the ninth round. But yeah, it's not the worst decision to give it a draw or a win to Tank. It's just that ninth round people are upset about.
I mean, the win could have went either way. It could have been Tank or I think it was just that kind of fight where they were just close. though.
Well,
If
I agree.
the knockdown happened, then it would have been Lamont
But are
definitely.
y'all not entertained? Were y'all not entertained by that fight? Did not
Yep.
that not make y'all
It
be
wasn't
like,
the
I'm
best
I'm
fight on
so
the
glad
card.
that
I mean,
Tank was willing to pick an opponent that was that was gonna be a competitive fight. He didn't pick somebody that wasn't even gonna go in there and put up a fight, and he was just gonna beat on him for 3 rounds and knock him out.
it,
Like
it was a
that was
good
a high
fight, but
level fight. That was a high level
I
fight.
would still rather watch Shakur versus Tank. If I'm being real, but it was still a good fight. It turned out to be a good fight. Like it's sort of like how the Pitbull fight was, right? Like people didn't know who Pitbull was, so we would rather probably see him in Devin or something. But it turned out to be a pretty good fight. It was
Well,
controversy.
because we really don't know how a secure Tank fight will go. I'm not that in a hurry to see it. I am more of in a hurry, I should say, to see a rematch between which was a good fight. It might have been a little slow in the first couple of rounds, but it turned into something that was well worth watching. Sometimes fights start slow. This one did and heated up. I don't think there was a robbery either way. Again, only because it went to the scorecards did the ninth round even become an issue. And as the commission said, they believed that it should have been called because his knee was touching the canvas. It should have been called a knockdown. But because the ref had the discretion and the authority to do what he did, they weren't going to turn it over, and they weren't going to set a precedent for turning over fights. This is what they said. I'm not guessing. I read it. I sent it some of the stuff to it. So I tend to see where they're coming from, and I'm glad in this case that's what they actually did. They
And
said, yeah, the
Henderson,
ref could have
click the
done better.
link and
But
put it
we
in the
all said
private
But
chat.
then, but wait, they did actually they said what sort of like KO said earlier, like before what KO and Fanon were saying about it. They were like, they knew it was a knockdown, and they reverted it because there were too many rounds that could have been
no,
like
they said because
decisive.
there were still 3 rounds to go, and those
Yeah.
3 rounds.
So those and you don't know what will happen if Tanger heard the knockdown, right?
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
it wasn't that the ref had the discretion to call it.
no, they said
So
that.
it was
Read
a
what they
robbery.
said.
Hold on,
Read
Bison.
what they said. You got to read what they
That's
said.
exactly what
No,
they said.
I did.
No, I think you guys interpreted it a bit wrong.
Hold
So what
on, shout out
happened is,
Mr. Moss on the panel.
Mr. Moss.
Hey, salute everybody.
Mr. Moss, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
First, man, always appreciate you 2 cents putting out good content. This is a very, very good platform. So first and foremost, I salute you. How you doing today, Greg? My guy, Greg.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't care, right? Us real boxing fans or the ones who are gonna keep it real. I know Tank lost the fight. I don't need to see a rematch. Lamont beat him 7-5, 8-4. It was clear. And so if I'm Lamont Roach, there's too much dysfunction that comes along with fighting Tank at this point if you're Lamont Roach. So don't even go back to that, bro. Listen, we know you won. If you're listening, you won the fight, right? And so the voice of the people is what matters the most, not corrupt boxing officials, right? So go fight Shakur, go fight somebody else. Now, the only thing what the only pushback is the money thing, because he's not going to get another big money fight of that magnitude if he doesn't fight Tank. So if he does fight Tank, it has to be for financial gain and for financial reasons. So more times than not, a boxer who relies on paydays, he's going to do that. And so I can't blame him for doing that. But just strictly talking boxing, I know he won the fight. And so if I'm him, the smart move would be, listen, it depends on how he wants to be viewed. If he wants the official win and go fight Tank again, then cool, I get it. But if he's okay with the people knowing who won the fight, then go fight somebody else, right? And yeah, the payday may not be what you want it to be, but at least you'll keep your integrity. Because listen, the thing is this, and I mean, like dysfunction comes with Tank, and so why can't boxing be boxing, right? Right? It's the most corrupt sport in the sport today, in my opinion. And so I know he won the fight. So if it's me, go fight Shakur, go fight Keyshawn, or go do something else. Leave Tank alone. He's dysfunctional. He's not going to get a fair shake. Even if he outboxes him 8-4 in fight number 2, he ain't gonna get the win unless he
Hold on,
knocks
hold
him.
on. I'm a Shakur fan. That's just hating right there. Just hating on Tank right there. That's just kind of hating.
Opinion, bro.
that's
I
a
sort
Oh,
of
I'm not
agree
done
though.
yet, bro.
Come on.
Can I finish, please? Listen,
Yeah,
bro.
Okay.
low key.
All due respect, bro. It's my opinion,
Let him
right?
finish.
And
Go ahead, Mr. Moss.
yeah. It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. I feel like if Roach doesn't get the knockout and it's a clear victory, then he won't get the victory. I mean, how many times have we seen this in the sport of boxing? And so, if I'm Lamont Roach, like I'm not trying to deal with the politics and all this BS that comes with Tank. Tank has turned diva, right? And so, when you're a diva in any sport, you come with dysfunction. And so, no, I wouldn't do it. But how's the hate though? I mean, it's just my opinion, bro.
How
And
the
so,
hell is it,
I'm just voicing an opinion.
how the hell is it evil? Everybody had this fight as a controversial fight, so why not run it back? What is the issue with not running the fight back?
Because he got robbed the first time. So like,
But
how
I
do you know he's
thought
not
that
gonna
he
get
won.
How
robbed?
do you
Yeah,
how
get us
Hold on, y'all.
huge.
Hold on. Shout out manager Marty, new to the
Mac Marty.
panel.
What up, brother?
what's up, Marty?
What's
He need
good,
answers.
LM?
What's going
What's
on,
up,
manager
man?
Marty? What's your
Yo,
He
2 cents? What you got for the show?
salute to everybody on the panel. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can everybody? Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, we can hear
Salute to
you. We
everybody
can
on the
hear you.
panel. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute, double salute, excuse me, double salute to 2 Cents Boxing. Thank you, 2 Cents, for having me on. I just got on about maybe 5 minutes ago. I wanted to clarify a few things. It sounds like we're talking about Lamont Roach versus Tank. Um, Let me be clear on something. Number one, Lamont Roach did not win this fight. In my
Exactly.
pers- in my personal assessment as a certified and licensed official, everybody knows my background here on the panel at this point. It was a draw. I do have to say something about the fact that two of the three judges scored the ninth round for Tank Davis. That illustrates my point, and we all saw the ninth round, even though it was controversial with the knee, and we can talk about that. But if you really look at the fight, and I watched the fight multiple times, Lamont Roach did not do enough. And in the ninth round itself, he didn't capitalize off of what he thought was a knockdown. In other words, is if he thought that he hurt Tank Davis in the ninth round from the left jab, and Tank had a delayed reaction and took the knee, he still didn't capitalize off of that. Even when he hurt Tank one or two times by stumbling Tank, he did not capitalize off it in the following rounds. He didn't jump on Tank. When Tank hit him with a couple of big shots, he put his hands down several times and he just stood there and looked at Tank. Now, yes, as the fight progressed, he did go blow for blow with Tank Davis. But when we look at the judging criteria, um, he didn't do enough. I said this on my show. Now I did hear boxing hackers speak on CompuBox numbers. I wanted to be clear on those numbers, right? Okay, let's say all of those numbers were accurate. The spectators that's in the arena, they don't see the CompuBox numbers or punch stat numbers. The judges that's officially judging each round don't see the CompuBox or punch stats because that's not a part of the judging criteria. So if we're going to say, well, if you look at the punch stats, this is a clear indication that Lamont Roach did enough, then you're basically saying that the fans at home, because that's who usually view the punch stats on TV, they're the ones that get to choose. But that's not the case. Judges don't look at CompuBox. Everybody knows my background and experience when it comes to judging and being an official as a ref. But what I'm saying is that when you look at the fight, Lamont Roach did not do enough. Did Tank Davis do enough? Absolutely not. This was a draw. I think that this is a fight that we all should have seen. We were entertained by this fight. This fight warrants a rematch because both guys came. Tank didn't give his best, of course, but they came and they entertained us. This fight is ripe for a rematch. And I think a lot of people that don't like Tank are using the fact that Lamont Roach gave Tank a competitive fight, and they're using the competitive nature of Lamont Roach and what he brought to the table as a clear indication that he was robbed. Lamont Roach was not robbed. Where Lamont Roach was really robbed was his representation. I'm going to talk about this. I think I'm gonna try to sneak in and go live tomorrow. But where Lamont Roach was robbed at really was his representation asked the commission the wrong thing. And I'm going to dive into that tomorrow.
But as far as the fight itself, oh man, this was a good fight. You know, it was a seesaw battle. You had some rounds going to Tank Davis, who was clear and decisive, and then you had some other rounds going for Lamont Roach that was clear and decisive. And when it came down to the end, when it came down to the very end, I had it a draw, and it's okay. It's really okay that Tank did not get the knockout. I know we're all accustomed to seeing that, but it's okay. And I said this on my channel, and I promise you all I'll digress after this. But Tank Davis lost focus numerous times mentally in this fight. I said it live last weekend and I'm gonna say it again. He lost a lot of focus, and he were talking to his trainers, telling his trainers, particularly Calvin Ford, what they should do. And he also was sticking his tongue out. He was doing way too much excessive talking, and I believe it was based on his arrogance. We saw this arrogance from Mike Tyson. We saw this arrogance at some points in time in the career of Deontay Wilder, and now I see this same movie replaying itself for Tank. And it's okay. Tank have an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and really humble himself and get to a place of humility. One thing that I can tell you all about the sport of boxing, and I've been in the sport of boxing for a very long time, for any audience members that don't know who I am, but boxing will do two things. It will humble you or humiliate you. And as a professional athlete, you are the one that determines which one you want to be subject to. I digress. Thank you again, 2 Cents.
All right, Mr. Marty,
Hey,
thank you for coming on and giving your 2 cents. Let me
Double
get this super chat. Shout out to Slap Happy Gorilla Daddy P for the 199 in the super chat. He says rematch. Shout out Slap Happy Gorilla Daddy P.
hey, 2 Cents, I'm about to drop. You mind if I do my 2 cents real quick?
Go ahead, Boxing Hacker.
All right. So to be clear, when we talk about if Lamar Roach got robbed, he did get robbed of a knockdown. Let's not act like he didn't. So he made. I'm not saying he got robbed of a decision, but the New York State Athletic Commission did recognize the fact that that was potentially a knockdown that he got robbed of.
But
Now
he didn't get robbed of a knockdown because he didn't knock him down. He got
no.
robbed of a
So
call, maybe, but he didn't get robbed
yeah.
of a
So
knockdown. He didn't knock him
if you
down.
take a voluntary knee, it's a mandatory 8 count, right? So he got
No,
robbed
it's
of
at
that.
the discretion of the rep. That's what y'all keep saying.
No,
It's
no. But
mandatory.
but
You're misinterpreting that, Jason.
here's what you guys are missing. Then the ref has to give that a name. If it's a slip, he has to say then we rule it as a slip. If it's something else, he has to rule it as something. If he recognizes it as a voluntary knee, he has to start the count. He doesn't have to. He can recognize, like sometimes you can recognize it as a slip. Somebody can fall down and he can call it a slip. He has to call it something. So it has to be recognized. And the moment you recognize it as something, if you recognize it as that, you have to follow the rules to that. So Roach taking a knee was recognized by the New York State Athletic Commission, and they realized that he was robbed of a knockdown of the points that would have happened if he had got that. And now their reasoning does make sense, I guess. If you believe, they're basically saying there are 3 rounds in which the fight could potentially change within
Oh,
those 3
now it
rounds.
makes sense. Now it makes
I
sense.
don't agree with that. I feel like fighters are meant to fight hard each round.
Now it makes
So
sense.
like,
All right.
Bro, boxing
yeah.
hacker, you're
So
not a boxer though, bro.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It does. So if like you're in the amateurs or if a fight ever gets
That
overturned,
makes sense, Boxing Hacker.
if a fight ever gets overturned, they're just gonna overturn the round. They're not gonna be like, oh, the fight could change because the fight could always change, of course.
Exactly.
But at least at this round number 9, we know this happened. Based on this happened, we should be able to say we need to overturn this round. Because we know
Okay.
this happened.
All right,
Hey,
Boxing Hacker.
two
Besides
cents. Let
that,
me ask you a question. 2 cents.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you this question, right? And I mean, I get what the commissioner says. The commission is saying about the next 3 rounds. But do you think, in Tank's mind, right? Because to me, taking the knee, Tank knew what he was doing, and he knew the complication of taking the knee was, right? So do you
Did
think
he?
him going into the next round, do you think Tank would be in cruise control? Or do you think he would try to come and do something, knowing that he took a knee?
They didn't take the point, bro. Like you don't understand that
No,
they.
I get the point. The point is they're
Okay,
saying Tank
hold
could
on.
have
Just
been
calm
more
down,
aggressive,
Juice.
right?
Calm
They're
down, bro.
No,
saying
we're saying we don't know who would have did what. It's
no,
not
but I'm
about Tank.
saying,
It's
but
about
Can
we
I
don't
can
know
I ask you
what
but I'm
something?
asking you about the mentality of Tank,
Peach,
right? Tank
Peach, can I?
knew that, Tank knew that he took a knee, right? I believe this is my opinion. I believe he knew the complication of that was right. So my question to you is: do you think Tank in those other rounds would be in cruise control? That's what I'm
No.
asking you.
No, I don't think he
Okay,
would be in
okay,
cruise control. No.
right.
You
No.
can't answer that
Not
question.
cruise
It's a
control.
weird
I don't
question.
think, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Two cents. 2 cents. I gotta ask you. And this
Hold
is
on,
for all
let
the
me
tank.
ask y'all this because I did this Friday and I think I got some new people on the channel. And I did this to show a point how two people can look at the same thing and see something completely different. I want y'all to look at this and give me y'all 2 cents about what y'all think about it. Let me find it. Here we go.
Herrera, he outsmarted me in big right hand. Big right hand by Probotnikov. And Bradley is not going to be charged with a knockdown. And even though he falls back on his back while trying to get up, Pat Russell rules it.
Now, my question to the panel when I showed that, if you already seen it, don't answer, was that a knockdown? And to my surprise, I got so many different answers. So my question to like Manager Marty, Mr. Moss, the people that I haven't showed that to, do y'all think that was a knockdown? Band up.
Can I see that one more time? I'm sorry.
Herrera, he outsmarted me in big right hand by Probotnikov. And Bradley is not going to be charged with a knockdown. And even though he falls back on his back while trying to get up, Pat Russell rules it.
Yeah, it's a knockdown. It was a delayed action. The overhand right landed, in my opinion. And then Tim was up, and then that's just a delayed reaction. I mean, Jamar Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, delay action. It happens sometimes in boxing. So to me, it's a clear knockdown.
So the way
I
that
definitely think that punch affected him for sure. You could even tell him trying to, because if a punch really didn't affect you, you should be able to hop back, whether you're hopping forward or back, or you know what I mean, coming forward. You should be able to hop to your feet like it's nothing. It
So the
seemed
way,
like even if he got to his feet without holding on to breath, he still would have been a little wobbly.
He fell
yeah,
back down again and rolled over.
yeah, his legs were gone,
the
bro.
way
Yeah, he
that
was
I
he was
see it
gone.
is
Yeah.
the way that I saw it, he took an effective punch. His legs were still there. He went in for the clinch, and the guy pushed him down. That's how I saw it.
So that means you stand up.
Hey,
Hey,
two
So why
listen,
did
cents.
he
I
fall
got
back
So
two
down?
Chief,
cents.
you don't see it as a knockdown, right?
No, I see it as a
That's a
push down.
knockdown. Okay,
So
two
why
cents.
did
I
he
got a
fall back
question for
down then?
you.
He wasn't
I got a
What's
hurt.
up?
question for you. This is just, I wanted, so can you guys, I mean, Tank Maniacs or Tank fans, can you guys just admit that knee, that was a knee and that means 2 points are off? I mean, that means that it was a knockdown. Can you guys just admit that? And the ref fucked up? Can
This
we
We
just
already
admit that?
said that. That's what we
Well,
said.
and
the
I
problem. Well, the problem is not that Tank will. People saying Tank was hurt or whatever. No, he took a voluntary knee because he got distracted. But the problem is that the ref started counting, and then he suddenly stopped, and then Tank and
Listen,
and his coach broke the
the
rules
whole
and
point
should have
that I'll
been.
be trying to make is that
Yeah.
it should have been ruled a knockdown. It
Okay, that's
could have been ruled a knockdown, but it wasn't. And the fact that it wasn't is the fact is just it's boxing. We see it happen all
Well,
the time.
at
Also,
here's a
also the
sorry,
fact
two
that
cents.
no,
Sorry.
hold on, Fight
Uh,
Sports. Also, the fact
sorry.
that I can show you tons of other examples of things that should have been called that wasn't, and not to be like, oh, they didn't call it here, they didn't call it here, but just to show you that it's boxing and it happens. To
No,
try
I
to
hear
be
you.
in an
That's
uproar
okay.
Sorry,
and
sorry, two
That's all I
cents.
want to hear.
Sorry,
That's all I want
guys.
to hear.
Could
and
I
then
just say one thing?
when
Like
this
two
why I said
cents.
I had to agree with
So,
Marty. Salute to Marty for putting the rules up on his channel, bro. Just because the refs start counting, he could suspend the count. And like I said, it's up to the discretion of the ref to whether he called it a knockdown or not.
well, if I could just say two cents, I hear what you're saying. I said when I was first on your show that Sean Porter against Yordenis Ugas, where Ugas hits him with the right hand, and the referee he goes down, but the ref doesn't call it a knockdown because his leg gave way. That was a clearer knockdown than this because Sean Porter's leg gave way because he was punched. So yeah, refs make bad calls all the time, and but again, it's not just the count; it's that they broke the rules by sticking their head out of the ring and wiping him down when. Again, it may sound petty, but again, those are the rules. So that's
This
why people are screaming robbery. But yeah, yeah, in terms of rounds, this fight wasn't a robbery, but it's just it's the DQ. It's that he should have been DQ'd. But make a rematch, and we get this right.
this
can I
this
make
isn't this
can
this
I make
isn't
a
a
comment?
discussion
Yep.
issue. It's just
Yeah,
that the ref
Marty,
made
let's
a
hear you.
mistake.
Hold
That's
on,
it.
let Marty get in,
Hold
man.
on, let
Marty's
me
a
get
real
this super
expert.
chat. Hold on, let me get the super chat and we're gonna get Manager Marty. Shout out to Click Clack Slaughter with the $5 in the super chat. Says Tank is my guy. But Tank clearly lost this fight. I get diehard Tank fans are in denial, but please put boxing over your love for a single fighter. Shout out Click Clack Slaughter.
And that's why
And
I
I
said,
think that its decisions are pretty much split different ways.
yeah, that's what I
So
was saying.
I don't. I mean, if you got to go in one way, cool. You got to go on the Roach. You got to go on the Tank. But my biggest issue was like, y'all really want the fight to be overturned? Like that was crazy to me. Manager Marty, what you got for the show?
All right, thanks. 2 cents. I heard somebody talk about disqualification. I don't know if people are, and this is not a shot at Rick Glazer at all, but
Yeah.
but I've heard
Marty,
people.
that was me. I mentioned it.
Okay, mention, but I know that people were repeating some of the words of Rick Glazer, stating that because Calvin Ford touched the steps, that it should have been a disqualification. I literally just earlier this week I posted the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission, and I haven't seen, not one rule that states that Calvin Ford touched the apron of the actual ring, and so technically speaking, there should not have been a disqualification according to the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. Also, I wanted to point out something because I sat back and I listened to a lot of people, that don't like Tank Davis say that Lamont Roach got robbed. But I do have some food for thought. If the fight is predicated off of a missed call by the referee, in essence, those of you that don't agree or like Tank Davis, you're actually saying that Tank Davis fought to a draw. In other words, is Tank Davis did enough to get a draw if this fight was predicated off of a missed call of basically a knockdown. In other words, is hey, if the ref would have considered this a knockdown, then that means that hey, Lamont Roach would win the fight, 115-113. But the call was missed, and that means that because the call was missed, Tank Davis actually fought for a draw. So because the call was missed, it was actually a draw. So the judges actually got it right, according to the people that disagree or don't like Tank Davis. Think about that. I mean, if this is all predicated off of one call being made by a referee to take Lamont Roach to a 115-113 scorecard, then you're actually in essence saying that this fight technically is actually a draw and the refs got it right. I mean,
Well,
am I making
Marty,
any sense, 2 cents?
That's
No, you're
that's what
making
I'm
it makes
saying.
sense. I'm not. I
That's what
know.
that's the issue. They know that, so they want the technicality to determine the win.
It's not going to happen, and that's why I said, one of the reasons why I said I'm going to speak on this tomorrow, that his representation asked for the wrong thing. They wanted a decision to be overturned that the judges made. Forget the fact that the referee missed the call, but the judges made the right call according to the fact that hey, the referee didn't consider the knockdown, so they had to score the round as the round was progressing. And in that same very round, Lamont Roach did not do enough to win that round, according to 2 out of the 3 judges' scorecard.
Right, right. Mr. Moss, what you got?
Just real quick because I got to run, and everybody's making decent points. But why is boxing the only sport where I have to do enough to win? In baseball, at 1 point I get the win. In basketball, at 1 point I get the win. Homeboy brought up Sean Porter and Ugas, and I'm not sure how Manager Marty feels about that fight, but Ugas boxed circles around Sean Porter. It was clear, and he got his hand raised still. And so, does anybody blame me for not giving boxing the benefit of the doubt when they've been the most corrupt sport going for years to come? Like, I can't give boxing the benefit of the doubt when mistakes are made because there's been too many mistakes that have been made and lopsided fights and scorecards and so on and so forth. And so for me, with or without the ninth round, I think Lamont outboxed Tank Davis. Now, listen, it's close. I agree. It's opinion based, but Manager Marty, am I wrong for saying that I can't give boxing the benefit of the doubt because of past lessons? I mean, it's clear, like boxing's corrupt. We've seen it. So why would I be confident in a scorecard or judges, right? I mean, for crying out loud, Canelo had a majority draw or something versus Floyd Mayweather. Like, what are we doing? I mean, y'all act like boxing ain't corrupt.
Well, you asked me a question. I'm not sure who that was talking.
My bad,
Um,
man. You, man. Mr. Moss, bro. But go ahead, bro.
Mr.
Appreciate you,
Moss,
big dog.
yeah, I appreciate your perspective, big dog. So you asked me personally a question, and so I have a different philosophy on boxing. I don't think you are wrong at all in your perspective with regards to you not wanting to give the sport of boxing the benefit of the doubt based on past history. But we could say that about all sports. I mean, no sport is perfect. Now, when you say boxing is corrupt, I have a different perspective. I can be very clear on my perspective. I don't think the sport of boxing is corrupt. I know people say that all the time, all the time, all the time. And then this is not a shot at you, Mr. Moss, but this in general. A lot of people that make that claim, and I'm including some content creators, the sport of boxing is corrupt, 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 boxing, corrupt, corrupt, haven't done anything in the sport. Like haven't made any transactions in the sport, haven't some of them didn't even put on a pair of hand wraps and hit a heavy bag ever in life. So when I look at boxing, the sport of boxing itself is not corrupt. The business of boxing itself is not corrupt. There are people in boxing, the sport and the business. It's the people that are corrupt that make the sport appear to be corrupt. The sport itself is a great sport. The business itself is a good business model. But at the same time, there are people that represent the sport. There are people that represent the business. The people, they are corrupt. Now, I'm not saying all people. I'm just saying there are some people in every industry, in every occupation, that it's the people that corrupt the very industry. It's the people that corrupt the sport. So that's my perspective based on my experience and expertise in the sport. So I just wanted to answer your question on that.
But Mr. Moss has a biasness towards things, so it's just like I take his opinion as like kind of biasness. It's like you could tell when somebody's getting a fair explanation of what they saw, or when somebody's just taking like personal shots at people and shit. So
Can I jump in because Manager Marty, I've got no hate for Tank Davis. I mean, some people think I work for Rick Glazer because I'm critical of Al Heyman. Like Rick Glazer was on my channel, and yeah, he repeated exactly what you said. I'll have to check out your videos because okay, maybe there's something I missed. Fight
Hold on,
referee.
shout out Rebuttal Entertainment in the building. I'll make check out Rebuttal Entertainment. He goes live every day, and we have a good time over there. So y'all make sure y'all come by and check it out. Rebuttal, put your link in the chat. Go ahead, Fight Sport.
Oh, I was just gonna say, look, Rick Glazer was on my channel, and yeah, he repeated exactly what Marty said. But okay, Marty, if there's something I've missed, then I'll check out I'll check out your video. Like, I don't agree with everything Rick Glazer says, but it wasn't just him saying that Tank should have been disqualified. But okay, if something is a thing, it happened, and referees make bad calls all the time. So if they do a rematch, then fine. I mean, is this? It's not the worst robbery. Like, people are definitely going overboard when they say 9 rounds to 3. I don't think it was that kind of fight. And yeah, I mean, what's worse? Floyd Mayweather almost getting robbed in a fight where he did 10 rounds to 2 over Canelo, or the referee making a bad judgment call in a fight that was legitimately close. So no, I agree. It's not the worst robbery of all time. The best way to uh, get a solution is to do a rematch. That's it, really.
Shout
but
out JB Sports, new to the panel. What up, JB Sports? What's your 2 cents, JB? What you got for the show?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know he's saying that he didn't. I don't think it was a robbery either between Tank and Roach, but I definitely thought Roach won the fight. I think the first half of the fight was very close. People saying that Tank won 5 out of the first 6 rounds. I didn't see that. Maybe 3-3, 4-2 either way. But the second half of the fight, Roach took over. He took over, man, in the second half of the fight. And I had him winning the fight. And maybe not 9-3. You might be giving Roach every swing round, but he definitely won that fight. 8-4, maybe 7-5 at worst. I thought he definitely won the fight. He landed the more effective punches. The fight was fought on his terms. He backed Tank up, who is a power puncher, who can box off the back foot. But when was the last time he really actually fought off the back foot? The Pit Bull fight probably was the only time he did that kind of consistent basis outside of the Roach fight. And he said he hurt his hand in that fight, and which forced him to fight that way. It was more of Roach style forcing Tank to fight on the back foot. So I thought Roach won the fight, but I wouldn't say it's a robbery. Robberies, like you said, is the Canelo Floyd Mayweather when one judge had it 114, or maybe the Lennox Lewis Holyfield first fight where Holyfield probably won one round when the round he predicted he was going to knock out Lewis in, probably was the only round he won in that fight. Those are robberies. I don't think this was a robbery, but I definitely think Roach definitely won the fight, and this is coming from a Tank fan.
So hold on, Jay Henderson. Somebody in the chat got a question for you. They say, ask this Negro what rounds Roach won. Like what actual rounds?
He definitely won most of the championship rounds. He definitely won from the mid part of round 6 on. He probably swept like 3 straight rounds. Was 7, 8, 9? I think we all agree that he probably won those rounds consecutively.
That's not true.
7, 8, and 9? No, sir.
Yeah, that's not true,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
I wish we could watch the fight
Yeah.
round by round.
Okay, how did y'all have the
And
fight
that be
scored? How
my
did y'all have the
issue.
fight scored? How did
And that be
y'all
my
have the fight
issue.
scored? I had an 8-4 Roach. How did y'all have the fight? If
And see,
anybody
this
had a
my
7-5
issue.
Tank, they giving Tank every swing round. I
No,
can't see
that's
him winning
not
the fight
true. That's my
7-5.
issue. But when you ask somebody what rounds did they give someone, it's like you can never get them a clear answer, bro. It's like y'all go right to a direct round, and then from that point on, you scoring the round.
They didn't
That's
really
not
score
how
a
you
fight.
score a fight.
They didn't score the
Okay,
fight.
what rounds you gave Roach and what rounds you give Tank? You asked me the question. What rounds? Okay, how you score the fight? How
Okay,
you
hold
score the fight?
on. While we talking about this on the panel chat, let me know what rounds you gave Roach and what rounds you got Tank. I'm gonna be popping them up on the screen as y'all typing them.
I mean, what I heard is that you seen Tank on the back foot, so you think he lost. Well, did you miss the Rolly fight and the Ryan fight? This ain't the first time Tank's ever been on the back foot, man.
Yeah, he knocked out Rolly. And he was behind. A lot of people thought he was behind before the
But he
knockout in that
fought the
fight.
whole
But
fight
he
on the
didn't knock
back
out.
foot,
He
which
didn't
was
knock out
your
Roach
point.
though.
You
Yeah, but
talking about him
he was
fighting on the
forced to
back
fight,
foot.
but he didn't get the knockout like he got against Rolly, did he?
Even
So
with
that means he
he
lost.
fought on the back foot with Ryan.
Yeah, he lost because Roach won more rounds. It ain't got nothing to do with Rolly. That's a different fight though. I thought Roach won
Yeah.
more rounds. Out of the
Can
12
I?
rounds, I thought Roach won 8 of them.
Hey,
There's a. I feel
everybody
like
got their
Damn.
opinion.
I feel there's
Hey,
one
and
key difference.
free sports. I knew you was a Rick Glazer Jr., man. I told you that on Dub Channel and you denied it, man. Now you just admitted
What?
that nigga been on your
I'm
show.
not. Who's saying this? Like, I've got no connections to Rick Glazer.
No, he not a Rick Glazer
I've
Jr.
inter- I've
He
interviewed I've interviewed Rick.
He's
but he
way more
used a
of
lot of his talking points
Two
though,
cents.
two
I
cents.
heard this dude say that he got a connection that knows the inside on Al Heyman's business. I said, this nigga done lost his mind.
What? I what? I never said that. I never said I've
Hey,
got
bro,
any
I wrote a
connections.
tape on Dub Right Side's channel, niggas. Yes, you did. You said
In the
that you
I've
prime.
know.
got no
I'm
connection.
about to
I've
tell
got
you what you said. Calm down. Calm your little ass down. You said that
Hold
you
on.
know somebody. You you got a connection that knew some some inside source information on Al Heyman's like what be going on with Al Heyman, bro. You said it, man. I'm sorry, bro. Maybe you didn't mean to
when
say
did
it,
I
or you
say?
just
And
you
All
know
right,
when
hold
when
on. Listen, Cash Crypto, you're gonna have to roll the tape. You're gonna
I'm
have to
gonna roll
roll
the
the
tape.
tape.
I'm,
You
I'm,
another
I'm
got
gonna
thing,
find the
everybody
clip.
on the panel. You're gonna have to roll the
two
tape.
cent, two cent.
I'm gonna have
Even
it
when he
for
was
you
on
next time.
knockout, even when he was on knockout channel, knockout pointed out that he was using a lot of Rick Glazer's talking points, and he admitted to it.
I've got no. Yeah, but just because I repeat some of the things Rick Glazer says, it doesn't mean I work for him. Like,
You
No,
gotta
I
get a
but
didn't
better
say
Rick
that.
source,
Glazer
bro.
has zero credibility
You gotta
fighting.
get a better source, bro.
Like he has zero credibility. I don't know if
That's
you
my
haven't realized that yet.
Cash. I never said
I
I've
have
got.
multiple
Cash. I never
examples
said I've
of
got insight
Rick
on Al
Glazer.
Heyman.
and
I
with
got
Rick
multiple
Glazer
examples of
raised
him
it too.
contradicting himself.
and
If
with
I
Ryan
said you said it, bro, you said it.
and
Okay.
with Marty up here, Marty actually pressed Rick Glazer, and that nigga got mad and ran off the panel.
Okay, hold on. Look.
Hey man, salute to my
Somebody,
manager Marty, man.
somebody got Roach winning 1-3, 6-8, 9, 11, and 12.
This shit is crazy.
I mean, that's a somebody that don't like Tank. You could tell when they give you your scorecards if they're biased against Tank, like they don't like Tank. That's all I be hearing.
How you had the fight scored then? How
I've
you?
seen a lot of I've seen some judges scorecards on some fuckery fights, and when I look at these judges scorecards, I don't see no fuckery going on. I didn't see no fuckery going on.
It's not the scorecards they got the issue with. The issue is just that the knee wasn't called a knockdown. I think that's their biggest issue. Look, Ali gifted Tank Knee Davis got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12 all for Tank.
I disagree.
I mean, it was a close fight, y'all, and we're gonna get to see a rematch.
Now, all things, I kind of got that scorecard as well. I had it 113. I'm at 115, 113.
For
Tank.
who?
For
Oh,
Tank.
okay, yeah. You're a Tank fan. I'm a Tank fan too, but when I score fights, I score it
But
objectively.
my scores look a lot closer to what the judges had opposed to what you had.
Yeah, the judges had it for the A side, the guy that's making the money maker. Of course, they're
So
gonna
the
have it
judges cheated.
on
The
his
judges
side.
cheated for Tank.
That goes. It ain't like we ain't never seen this before.
See what I'm
You saying the
That's
judges
happened on
cheated for
numerous
Tank?
occasions. Numerous
You saying
occasions.
they
Roach,
cheated for
and you
Tank?
really can't blame. Roach knew that going into the fight, he was going to win the fight convincingly. He wasn't going to win. If there was any kind of doubt about it, he wasn't going to get the decision. I said it after when the fight was over with. I was like, Roach won this fight, but they're not going to give it to him. That's exactly what happened. He probably should have did it a little bit more dominant. But I don't agree with that old challenger must take the champion belt. I score each round individual. I don't care who the champion, who the challenger, who won that round, who won round 1, who won round 2, who won round 3. I don't care nothing about no champion and challenger. I'm not gonna say, well, it was the champion. He ain't beat him that round decisive. I'm gonna give it to the champion. No, whoever won that round is gonna win that round. Your belt is on the line. You're putting the belt up, and the winner of that fight is gonna get that belt. That's how I look at it. I don't believe in that. The challenger got to take the champion's belt. I don't agree with that.
But where did that narrative come from? Where did that narrative come from that you got to beat the champion convincingly?
Yeah, it's been going on throughout history. Look at a lot of these champions that had close fights and got the decision. You can look at Canelo. He's won a couple of close fights that arguably he lost. The Lara fight. You know what I'm saying? The Lara fight. A lot of people thought Lara won. You know what I'm saying? We done seen numerous occasions of that. A lot of people thought Castillo beat Floyd Mayweather in the first fight. I don't think he did, but it was a close fight. It was a close fight. That could have been a draw. 7-5 either way. So it's
Shelton Moore
always the case.
2
Numerous
cents.
examples.
Ask Smartass with all the answers how he scored the fight. Who is that?
Who you talking about?
Shelton Moore. You gotta put a name on it. If Roach knew that, he damn sure ain't fight like the first half of the fight. Somebody say teach full of that jish, AJ.
I love you too, Lou.
Lou, click the link, Lou.
Yeah, the first half was the first half was competitive, but it was like Tank wasn't running away with the first half of that fight anyway. Somebody had it like 5-1 the first 6 rounds for Tank. Yeah, I don't know how you scoring at 5-1 the first. You maybe 3-3 in the first 6 rounds, very competitive, 4-2 either way. But there wasn't no way any of them two fighters, any one of them won 5 of the first 6 rounds. I don't know what fight they were watching the first half. And Tank is a slow start anyway. It takes him a while to get revved up. So how you gonna, all of a sudden he started fast this fight and won 5 out of the first 6 rounds? Nah, I don't see that.
So how many times you said you watched the fight?
I had some family things to go through, so I caught the fight late. I caught the fight from round 4 on up.
And what'd you think, Bando?
And from that point, I didn't see the first 3 rounds. I caught the middle of round 4. I thought Tank at that time. I feel like since it's been 4 rounds, he was going to turn it up, and I feel like he did try to turn it up. I feel like Roach was eating a lot of punches that Tank didn't count for. I think Tank thought the whole time he was going to get him out of there, and it just played with him. I think the game plan was trash as well from Tank, which is the reason why this fight played the way he did, in my opinion. I don't like I told you 2 cents. I don't think Tank did enough, but I do think it was a draw. I think Roach did amazing in that fight for being somebody that was at a lower weight class coming up and putting that damn type of pressure on Tank.
Shout out to AM Sports Media with the $50 in the super chat. He says, gotta show my girl some love. Very happy for your success. Shout out AM Sports Media. Thank you for supporting the channel. And let me tell y'all a story real quick about AM Sports Media. They probably don't even know, right? when I first started my channel, I used to watch their channel all the time, and I would ask them questions in the comments, and they would legit answer my questions. I'd be like, "How are you making your background like that?" He'd be like, "Oh, I'm using OBS Studio." I don't even know if he remembers this because this was before I even started my channel. I watched their channel. I was like, man, I could make a channel. I really like this channel. So I low key little bit kind of modeled the things I do, or the direction of my channel. Not copied it, but you know how you look and you kind of see, do I want to be a YouTube tabloid channel? Do I want to be a serious channel? But I want it to be a fun channel, but I want to be serious at the same time. So shout out AM Sports Media for helping me at the beginning start out my channel. You probably didn't even remember, or you don't even remember me asking you questions in the comments. And to this day, they still help me with my channel. Like I said, hey Greg, how you get people to call in, so I can get people on the panel to talk. He was like, hey, you got to try out Google Voice. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try it out.
Man,
So
shout out AM
shout
Sports
out to
Media.
AM
Yeah,
Sports
man.
Media.
Shout out AM Sports Media, Ballhead Greg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's shout out to AM Sports Media, my
Yep.
guys
Salute.
over there. Hey,
Make sure you drop
2 cents.
your link in the chat, and make sure y'all go subscribe over there. We have a lot of fun over there. They got a Discord. You could join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in the Discord.
Sunday, open panels and
Hey,
some
two.
more. Manager Marty,
Hey,
real quick. When you opening your panel, Marty?
oh man, the panel gonna be open. I'm gonna put it to you like this: the next 3 lives I do, we opening it up. I'm gonna try to sneak a live in tomorrow, probably by 11:45 in the morning Eastern time. I'm opening the panel up. Real quick, I wanted to say this real quick. I know 2 Cents Boxing is probably well over it at this point, but I gave 2 Cents Boxing her flowers on my channel, but I didn't, get a chance to do it on her platform. And I know this don't even have anything to do with the topic at hand, but I'm gonna say it again. 2 Cents Boxing. I don't remember the girl's name that you debated over there at Knockout Boxing 86 TV channel, but you destroyed her 3-0.
Man, I still gotta watch that.
Three different rounds. She lost. Huh?
Marty, you breaking up, bro. You breaking up.
Hey,
You
Yo, Boost
breaking up?
Mobile
You
is
breaking up,
on.
Manager Marty?
Yo, Boost
Two
Mobile is
things.
on, Marty.
2 things. What did you
oh
debate
man, they
on
trying to.
You
KO's
sound like
channel?
you borrowed Bandup's phone, man.
2 things. What did you debate on
All right,
KO's
hold on,
channel?
Marty,
hold
you
on.
there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Hold on, let
Marty,
me
you
get this
there?
because they trying to. Yeah, I see what's going. Yeah, I'm still here. Can y'all
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, you
Damn, they
Yeah, we
trying to
can hear
get.
you now.
I was breaking up.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
hey, two.
You good
Can
now,
y'all hear
Marty?
me now? I'm
yeah,
good.
you good, Marty.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey, 2 Cents, you beat that girl. I forgot the woman's name. But when you did the debate on Knockout Boxing's channel, you beat her 3-0. I told you on my channel, but I never got a chance to come back on your platform and give you your flowers on your own platform. So I wanted to make sure I do that right now. I know that we talking about Tank Davis taking a knee, but you made her take a knee each round. In every round. You beat her 3-0 decisively. I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
He
Yeah,
swept her, huh? Swept her.
I had her winning too.
They gave no contest, Marty.
Yeah, I had her winning too.
Yeah,
Which
now
I
Hold
talked
on,
to
you
my
still
homie.
breaking up, Manager Marty?
two cents boxing got robbed.
He
Yeah,
definitely
he
got
did.
robbed, bro.
I
And
told
guess
her
I
that.
what?
didn't see that,
I'm
man. I
on
still miss
record.
it.
If
What was
y'all
the debate? They were debating what? Debating Tank and Shakur, or what was the debate?
No, I was,
They
We'll put the
debated
link in the chat. Everybody can go watch it and get a 2 cents about it, and see what they
Oh,
come up
okay.
with.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, she won. She won
clearly.
decisively. She won because she was prepared. She didn't stumble or falter. I think there was one little issue, which I told her about, but overall, they weren't prepared for how knowledgeable she was
Exactly.
about the
Hmm.
sport of boxing, period. Not just the
yeah,
game, but the business as well, because she brought up issues where it was appropriate. That to me, when she talked about the Ali Act, that was her kill shot in round two. But
You
mm,
know what's so
they were not
crazy?
prepared. I could tell that they were stunned that she came the way she did, because she didn't even use all the minutes in each round that she was given, because she didn't need to.
yeah.
And if you
I,
look
I
at the
knew
That's a,
comment
she was
section,
fired.
everybody unanimously gave it the 2 cents. Like, so I'm
I
like,
knew it. I knew
what are
she
you
was
talking
coming.
about? And then I think that's the first time he ever overturned the decision. So it's like,
Yeah,
yo,
that was crazy.
that was crazy.
Why have
I'm
judges
I'm
if you
still
just gonna
disgusted.
overturn them?
I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what? I always say this, right? And salute to Mr. Is that Mr. Greg? My man, Mr. Greg, on this
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
Yo, Mr. Greg, what's up, Mr. Greg?
What's going on?
Um, you know, I always cut myself off when I say this. I don't want to start no. You know what? I do want to start a little controversy. The thing about it is this: 2 Cents, you came over there. You came over there with all facts, and I'm sure you gave your opinions in certain spots. But at the end of the day, overall, you came with knowledge. You came with precise facts, and the other woman came with mostly, not all. She had a few facts, but mostly opinions, and also just like Lamont Roach, you know, shouldn't go back to New York to fight Tank in the rematch. If you're going to do a rematch, I don't think you should use certain platforms because, you know, it was biased. It was biased against 2 Cents, in my opinion. And I told her that in the email, and I didn't forget about you. I'm gonna respond to it. I've been, you know, having a lot going on, but it was biased. One of the judges was extremely biased. You know, but you know, that's neither here nor there. 2 Cents won decisively. I mean, it was not even. It was even close. I mean,
Nah, it wasn't
it
close,
wasn't
bro.
even close at all, at all.
And you know what's so
My
crazy,
opinion.
Marty? If you go back to the round about Turkey, and then we see what Turkey's doing right now in the present tense, there's no way you could say that this girl beat 2 Cents, bro.
Nah.
We got Turkey
Facts.
talking about putting promoters in jail, talking about getting rid of the WC belt, the sanctioning bodies, and then now it's like it makes it even more crystallized that 2 Cents was right that Turkey isn't good for boxing in the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So the
We all,
rematch should be on
everybody
your
knew that
show then.
Appreciate
Turkey.
y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Can
The
Appreciate
I
y'all.
say
rematch
Shout
should be
out
on
to
the
something?
line.
KO for the debate series. That was very fun. It was very controversial, and people still talking about it to this day. So
They sure
Yeah.
that
are.
was
Yo, if you rematch her,
it's
it's gonna
awesome.
look like Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams.
And two says
Uh-huh.
you ready? You ready? Because you be up here, you be arguing. I mean, not arguing. You debate and you listen to some of the best debaters. You know what I'm saying? And you get your knowledge. Manager Marty and Sports Media, they are some of the best guys on this YouTube platform. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
Hey,
so
Tusa,
Yeah.
did they know you before?
Yeah.
Before they, then they should have been watching your trajectory. If you
I
remember
don't
when I
think they
first
I
saw
don't
you
think
on
they was even paying attention to me like that.
right, well, they should have been because when I first saw you on Marty's back then, remember I'm asking you did your job entitle you doing research? And you said
Right,
no,
right.
and that's what they should have been paying attention. That's what I said. People don't pay attention to the right things. They should have known that
Hmm.
girl should have known that you were going to come up because you have a history of doing your research. She should have known that part if she had been watching you on all these other shows. I don't know if she goes on other shows, but that was the first time I never even went on the show. You told me I went to watch the replay of it, but they should have been watching how you developed. I watched you how you developed. You asked questions. You went everywhere. You showed fearlessness. I remember you telling me about they was coming at you, and you had to tell the guys that they was having little, you know what, energy and things of that nature.
uh,
All of that stuff should have come into play with your opponent. Now, the guy who has the show who overturned your decision, I told you what I thought about that. It was wrong, and it's still wrong. So if y'all do a rematch, he can't be involved. He can watch, but he can because if he's gonna overturn the decision again, it's no use even doing a rematch.
Yeah, I think they made some rule changes because he kind of realized like how the optics of that look, and a lot of people were upset about it. But again, it was fun. It's a classic. It's a
Yeah,
classic debate on YouTube. It was the first all it was the first time two women debated each other about boxing. It was a controversial decision. A lot of people think I won the debate. I mean, what else could you ask for? Are y'all
yeah,
not
yeah,
entertained? Are y'all
yeah.
not
I like.
entertained?
I ain't heard it, but you know what I mean. The only one that really cooked you is Band Up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she
Nah.
won.
Man, you
Can
you
I?
you be running from me. You like work. Hold on. Shout out to D1. Hold on, let me get this cash app real quick, and then I got another super chat I gotta get. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. At first, I was like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I don't really be debating people." But then I thought about it. I be on here all the time, going back and forth with y'all. I could put some information together and organize it and talk about it in the debate. That's not hard.
What did you debate? I was on KO's channel and we disagreed, but he was fun. So what did you debate with that girl?
I have to send it to you, but it was like, y'all remember the questions? It was
I
like,
remember
is
the
turkey
questions.
good or bad for? Go ahead, tell him, Big Supreme. Let me try to find his cash
I
app.
think
one
of the questions was is Tank versus Roach better than Austin versus Shakur?
Right.
The other one was is turkey good for boxing, long term or short term? And one of the questions was I'm not remembering what the first question was.
Yeah,
The
I'll
first,
check that out.
did Ryan Garcia win because of the eye stream, or did Devin Haney's game plan, or the eye stream was more of the cause of him losing the fight?
Yeah, that
And
one.
then I'll be like, I go on the panels and in the comment sections, and they be like, you defended a drug cheat. I'm like, guys, it was a debate. That was the topic I had to debate. Like,
And
y'all
it was
gotta relax.
and it was both. I mean, the Ostarine played a role, but yeah, Haney had a bang game plan. I got to head off, but yeah, Marty, I'll check out your you saying that Rick Glazer got it wrong about the knockdown. I don't know who was accusing me of working for him, but I don't work for Rick Glazer. But hey, thanks for having me on. Who said that? Who said that?
I
That I
didn't say
work
you
for?
work for him. I just you kind of sound like one of his relatives.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, you
But
gotta chill, bro. Rick Glazer no good.
I've
Well,
interviewed him,
he
but it
clearing
does.
his name. He clearing his name. He's not affiliated or associated to Rick
I
Glazer.
don't.
And you know he's a felon too, you know? You don't want to be around that kind of guy.
I was saying no. Real quick before you get off, I didn't. I wanted to be clear on this. So when you go do your research on my channel, you know
I
exactly
will.
what you're looking for.
I will.
And I appreciate your viewership in advance. I didn't say that Rick Glazer was wrong about whatever he said about the knockdown. I didn't hear what Rick said about the knockdown. It was that other people was in my comment section telling me that Rick Glazer said that Calvin Ford coming up on the steps should have been an automatic disqualification according
He
to
said,
what Rick
and he
said.
said that on my show. He did say that, and he also said it on my show the other day, which I'm going to upload that today, hopefully. So yeah,
Right.
he
And
did
you
say that.
okay, and you can also do this even if you can't find a video where I did a video where I was talking about what happened between Tank Davis, the referee. You can actually go
Yep.
on the New York State Athletic Commission's website. It's public record. You can actually Google New York State Athletic Commission rules and regulations, and it's going to pop up. You can go and do your research, and you'll see exactly what the Athletic Commission's rules and regulations are regarding disqualifications. So you can see clearly of what I'm not saying nothing bad about Rick on somebody else's platform, but a lot of people don't read the rules. So because they don't read the rules, they'll go by somebody, who's in the business like a Rick Glazer, and they hold his words like weight. That's why I always put the rules and regulations on my screen. I put a lot of information out on my screen so you know who the source is. And I'm not just saying this just because I'm in the business. I
And
always have evidence.
Okay, let me ask you this: what is it?
Hold
Is
on,
it
let
a
me get
point?
this real quick. Shout out to the Rebuttal Entertainment with the $5 in the super chat. He say they too smart for me. Shout out Rebuttal Entertainment. He like that Rebuttal.
sorry,
Okay,
Marty, sorry to
okay,
interrupt, but yeah, I'll check that out. Thanks, man.
I'm
okay.
gonna
What
say
is the
one
rule
more
though? What is the rule around your trainer? Wiping his face in the middle of a round. Should have been a point deduction. Should have been a disqualification. What should have happened?
Later, guys.
That's what we need to know.
All
What
right,
should have
Flight
happened?
Sports, check your neck time.
Hey,
I
Marty.
think what happens will happen.
Somebody.
He
So
gave
it should
Tank
have
a
been some
firm
kind of
warning.
deduction. You say, I don't know about disqualification, but when shouldn't have been some kind of point deduction for that?
I think he
It should have
gave
been
him
just nothing like,
a,
oh, okay, well, whatever.
unnecessary
My
warning.
bad. My bad. I wasn't supposed to do that. You don't get off the top apron and sit down somewhere and let the fight continue. It should have been some kind of point deduction or something at least, if not a
I
disqualification.
think he gave
I
him a
don't know the
firm
rules
warning,
either.
bro. I think that was good enough.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this
It
super
was, it was
chat.
a what?
Shout out to,
They didn't do
I think
anything. It
this
wasn't
is
no point deduction or
D1.
nothing.
Shout out to D1 with the, oh my bad.
They was
$2
actually looking
in
at the
the,
wrong thing then.
hold on, $2 in the cash app. He says, for my girl, definitely won that debate for real, for real. I mean, I think it's really dope that I'm a classic debate on YouTube. Like that's crazy.
You're
But
more than a classic. You set a standard.
Hey, for sure. One thing I can say about you, 2 Cents, you are so level headed because even these punk ass niggas get me out of my skin, and I get to cussing these niggas out sometimes. I ain't never heard you cuss. I ain't never heard you.
Nah, I heard 2 Cents curse before.
You heard him cussing? I
When
ain't heard him.
Nah, Cash, I didn't have to check a few. Just
Yo,
a
the one
few.
time she cursed, I think it was VA Money Group. He was saying something on the panel, and he was like, "Motherfucker, this is my show." I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
Oh, that's not. But I mean, that ain't shit. But
I mean, that's the closest I heard to her. You know,
she level headed though, like a
Yo,
motherfucker.
can I give Band Up said something about me. He said I'm one of the I forgot how he worded it, so I wanted to acknowledge Band Up. I do acknowledge what you said about me, and I think you said AM Sports. You said AM Sports Media about being thorough on YouTube as a content creator. So I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. So salute to you, Band Up, for that. I appreciate you, man.
It's a point, Marty. When it comes to me starting, this boxing platform, boxing, following boxing platforms. You know who I used to rock. You know who I rock with. That was the first guy that I found.
Who
You
you
know what I
talking
mean?
about? Blueberry? Not Blue Blood. Blueberry? The guy is plump. He's plump and he's soft. You talking about him? The sweet guy, him? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Blueberry.
talking. Yeah, I'm talking about my man's Blue. Yeah, I'm talking about my man's Blue.
All
So
right, all right.
Blue was one of the first platforms I found. I found Marty before I known to do my homework. You know what I mean? I would just, I would listen to what you guys would say. You guys in AIM Sports Media and a couple other platforms that I stopped, that I actually stopped following. You know what I mean? To then and to see what see what you guys say, and I would listen to what you say, and the things that you would say, whether they would be in indifference or not with another platform, it would be like, hold on, but they're not completely negating what you had to say. I told you, Marty, you had the best questions in the game. You know what I mean? That's where can't nobody really fuck with me. Like you say, can't nobody uck with you. Your questions in the game is like punches that you can't see coming. So when they get hit by them, they get surprised by them because they don't know where it's coming from. You
yo,
know what I
low
mean?
key, a lot of content creators is stealing Marty.
Yo,
They,
for real
they
though.
stealing your
Hey, and I
style.
thought he
Hello,
was.
I
I
be
thought he
seeing
was
it.
capping. I thought Marty was capping. I've been following Marty pretty much since the beginning. I thought he was capping until I started seeing it little by little by little by little. I'm
I'm
like,
seeing niggas talking about rolling a tape and doing this and that. I'm like,
exactly.
oh
I
shit,
mean,
we
when you do something
dances
good, Pete, the best form of flattery is imitation.
for sure.
Marty,
So, I mean,
is
when
he
you're doing
gone?
something good and
I'm
it's
here.
getting you views, it's getting you
Are you
attention,
hearing
of
what
course
I
people
was
gonna try
telling
to
you last
do it.
year, the year before?
I hear every Mr. Shout out to oh, that's my man Cash Crypto. I didn't know the words was on the screen. Correct, Cash Crypto. Salute Cash and my man Supreme
Mac
on
Marty,
here.
what up?
You
Oh
know
man,
that,
my
man. It's Big
guys on.
Supreme in the spot. You know that.
Yeah, my guys on here. I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg, you've been telling me all this before it all happened. You predicted all of this, man. You prophesied all this 2 years ago, Mr. Greg. I see it now.
Yep, that's what's happening. And you see, 2 Cents is here. Just like I said when I first saw, I said she'll be here.
Hey,
Yo,
Band Up. Hey,
What's
Band Up.
up?
You
What's
are
up?
absolutely correct, man. I do ask some really interesting, thought provoking questions. I wonder, is that why? Check this out. Terrence Crawford, Clarissa Shields, Victor
Mhm.
Conti, some of them. You notice how when other people offend them, they jump right on social media and they say the person's name and they come right back at them. But I'm still waiting for all of them to say my name and come on and say, look, the guy manager Marty, A, B, C, and D. He don't know what he's talking about. He's lying. They know what it is. I'm just waiting for everybody to just come
I
on
can't
out
wait I can't
and
wait
come
for you
see
to
me.
get. I can't wait for you to get a Blue Boy Andre and a Terrence Crawford or Clarissa because they coming. One of them's coming.
You think so?
They're gonna
Nah,
come.
they not coming over
I
there.
don't think they're
I
gonna
think.
come.
I think they gonna. I think one of them's gonna come.
So
We'll
do
see.
All
I.
right, check it out. Check it out. It's
I think
seven.
it'll
It's
be
seven.
Crawford
About to
Thompson.
close up the show. Unfortunately, I might be doing some pop-up lives next week as I will be on vacation next week. So look for me to do some pop-up lives, maybe some 2 Cents after dark. Well, we're gonna start with JB Sports. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Okay, my final 2 cents is Keith Thurman. He got a fight coming up, I think Tuesday, on the 12th of March. He going to Australia to fight some guy named Brock Jarvis.
That's
Now, I've
Wednesday
been trying to
morning.
find out a platform that's going to be showing this fight. I don't see it on Amazon Prime or the Zone or anything, any other outlet. So I know it's gonna probably be on the pay-per-view platform out there in Australia. So hopefully I can stream it and pick that up. But keep one time Thurman, man. If you got anything left, you should knock out this guy named Brock Jarvis, who hasn't fought anybody on your level. This guy's going from the baby pool to the deep water. So you're gonna have to get out there and show this guy there's levels to this. Hopefully he can go down there and put on a good performance, and that will set up a mega fight. Well, it ain't gonna be no mega fight. That will set up a bigger fight with Tim Zoo down there. So shout out to Keith Thurman fighting this Thursday. Not a lot of publicity going on for this fight because they don't have a TV outlet here in the United States. But hopefully Keith one time Thurman gets the win. July, I guess what it is, March 12th. So I guess it'll be March 11th here in the United States. It'll be what's the day? Sunday. It'll be Tuesday here. So shout
Nah,
out to
it'll
Keith
be
Thurman.
Wednesday
Hopefully he get a
morning, bro.
win, much needed win. He's been hella inactive the last 3 or 4 years, but he should be able to beat this guy, Brock Jarvis. Hopefully everything's on the up and up down there too. Hopefully they're doing PEDs testings down there, and hopefully it's a level playing field for Keith one time Thurman. So shout out to Thurman in his next fight, March 12th.
All right, thank you, JB Sports, for coming up. Band-Aid. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, shout out to everybody that came up on the platform today. Shout out Nickel Slick, you know what I mean, for letting your boy come up and get in. You know what I mean? I just like I said, I like your 2 cents. I love your platform. You're one of my top 5 people I listen to that I actually click on. Keep going, keep doing what you do, and you know your boy gonna be here.
All right, appreciate it. Cash Crypto, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Nah, we had an interesting week, man. I seen a lot of bitch ass niggas in fake outrage about some fucking robbery that wasn't really a robbery, and they really showed their true colors, and they showed that they're not really logical because they couldn't understand the ruling that these motherfuckers gave out, and we've been arguing with these motherfuckers all week about that exact reasoning. So I'm taking the ass like a $2 hooker and shit. Get better. Shout out to all y'all, man.
Cash Crypto. Thank you for your 2 cents. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Okay. I'm also thinking 2 cents. I see Ariana and Ty and Barbara D. I'm seeing y'all on the panel while we sit back and listen sometime in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody, Supreme, Double M, Band Up, and all the others who come on and express their opinion. And I want to say one more thing about that debate. This is a prime example of how you show up to a debate and you're supposed to win. This to me was a heavyweight champion having basically for your competition, she was nothing more than a sparring partner. And she didn't give you much to spar against. So I'm not trying to insult anybody. I know it sounds insulting, but I'm not trying to do that. But that's just how far above you were in terms of who you were debating with. So they need to look at that. Get somebody who's gonna be on your level. Because as we say, there are levels to this. And there was certainly the levels that you saw that where you were and where she was. So I'm not gonna harp on this too much long because I hated that they took the win from you. But anyway, I enjoy coming on.
All right.
Glad that you're growing. I'm seeing, you got 3 shows now. You got Friday night with 2 Cent. You got 2 Cent After Dark, and this is the weekend wrap up.
Yep. Shout out Mr. Greg.
There you go. All right. Good night. Now I'll see
thanks
you.
For coming on.
Yeah, I'll see you. All right.
Big Supreme,
care,
what's your
Marty,
final 2
Supreme.
cents? What you got for the show, Big Supreme?
I support everything Greg said. I think you won 3-0. I think the judges was biased. Everybody spoke on that. Keep doing what you're doing. You're getting bigger. And you got my support and you got everybody supporting you. That's what I really got to say.
All right. Shout out Big Supreme. Thank you for coming up on the panel, sharing your 2 cents. Manager Marty, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
2 cents, man. Once again, sweetheart, thank you very much, for allowing me to come and, be a part of your platform. I really appreciate you. I told you this from day one, and I'm going to say it again, live and live in color. Anything you need from me, you have my full support, and I think you're going to grow, and your viewership will increase exponentially as you continue to roll the tape and give your knowledge. Anything that I can do to help big you up, you have my full support once again. To all of the people that believe that Tank Davis lost this fight and that Lamont Roach was robbed, just consider the fact that if this whole entire fight was predicated off of a missed call by a referee and the fight ended in an actual draw, then you're in essence agreeing that Tank Davis fought to an actual draw. So the judges actually got it right. And that's my 2 cents. And I look forward to trying to sneak in tomorrow at 11:45 a.m. I'm gonna try to, because I know I'm competing against other content creators. So I try to sneak in when the audience is there. But if not, just keep checking my platform, and I'll definitely make sure that I give advance notice as much as possible for when I'm gonna do my pop-up live. And once again, as we always say, roll the tape.
All right, shout out Manager Marty. Thank you for coming on my panel today and giving your 2 cents. It was greatly, greatly appreciated. I love the work that you do over there on your channel. Man, you knew as soon as that snack stuff started going down, we was on it right away. I know you say you've been researching it for some years, but I also have been kind of looking into it and very interested in it ever since it happened. Because Marion Jones was my favorite athlete. I'm a track athlete by, that's what I've always done. I did it on a high level, competed for the Olympic trials, didn't quite make it. But Marion Jones was my favorite athlete, and of course it's her fault. But to me, Victor Conti ruined her. So it's been up with Victor Conti ever since then, and now he has reappeared in boxing. So I'm gonna follow the story. I'm gonna keep my eye on him and see how everything goes down. Shout out, Manager Marty. Thank you for coming on the panel, giving your 2 cents. Thank you for everybody that supported the channel today, whether it was through the Cash App, through the super chat, hitting the like button, coming on the panel and giving your 2 cents. We had some very, very interesting conversations today. The viewership, as Mr. Manager Marty says, has been increasing exponentially. So that means people are enjoying the conversations over here. I'm getting new people on the panel coming up. It's not just the same people every time. I really appreciate that. And I want everybody to remember, if you don't want your host cussing you out all in the video, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, and putting you on mute, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.